The scene fades from black into a stark, brilliant white. Threads in glistening gold stretch across the horizon, extending up into the sky and further down than the eye can see, glinting against the endless white. This is no earthly place, an unnatural silence pressing down, muffling everything until only the sounds made are those made by the cards as you shuffle and reshuffle, pulling at random and allowing the rest to stack up. You gaze down at the hand you have drawn, five cards fanned between your fingers, and you grin. But as soon as you throw the cards down onto the table, a sixth falls forth from your sleeve, sliding to rest crookedly across the reed. Well, this is definitely going to be interesting. Hello, my name is RJ, and I'm your DM for this game. Would the players like to introduce themselves?
Okay. Introducing, I guess I go first. Hello,
Yeah.
because I never changed my nickname. I am Noodle or Udon or whichever version of pasta you wish to refer to me as. And as per usual, I will be playing our delightful pirate mouse, Pipsqueak.
Hooray, hooray. I'm Kraken. I'm back again playing Wizard Man Craigory Danthew.
Siblings.
Yes. And hi there, I am Morski, but you're free to call me Morski. And I am here playing Hugh, who is my wizard kid and is not expecting all the chaos, but hey, at least he's happy to see two of his friends.
Hello, I am Jazz. I will be playing Gray, spelled with an A, not an E, and he's new here, so he's gonna have a time, I'm sure.
And that leaves me. Hi everyone, I'm Vwild, and I will be playing Detective Little Lynn Stagehand, and she is fine, guys.
She's not.
I am pressing.
She's
I have
wild.
a
She's
picture
not.
for I
Fucking
have a
doubt.
picture made specifically for this. I'm
Oh,
dropping
yeah.
it in the gallery.
Mashes the X button.
Yeah.
Mashing
I made
I'm not
I
going to say
made this
something about her,
picture
but she's fine.
specifically for this.
You're all probably going to be able to tell just by looking at her picture that, yeah, she isn't fine, but she is not going to let anyone know she's not fine. Well, just look at her, actually. She's not doing a great job at deceiving people on this front after a month and a half of shenanigans. Oh, that's a lot of
Please.
X's.
Shenanigans. Christ. Yeah, so it has been it has been a time. So it's been a month and a half since some of you guys have met. Some of you have never met before. Some of you have just been pulled into this. Like the person we will start with. So Gray, you came into Toontown and you heard about a fortune teller. To which your response was basically something along the lines of, I'll try anything once. Wasn't it?
Yeah. He's really excited about anything and everything he can do, so he's like, oh, that's something I've never tried before. Let's try that out.
So, the fortune teller in question has set up shop on a stand in the middle of Toontown, in one of the town squares. And it's a fairly busy day, there's a decent crowd going around. And in that crowd, we find player number 2. Lynn, something's wrong. You can feel it, even through the mire of exhaustion that clouds your mind. There is a heaviness in your bones that just sings danger, urging you to move faster. Something bad's about to happen. And just the feeling gets too heavy, you spot for you, painfully familiar fortune teller stand. And more importantly, the kid standing in front of it.
Oh, pick. Okay, yep, I'm making my way towards that. Just, nope. She knows that place. She don't like that place. And that is a child. Holy pick, nope.
And as you arrive, we meet 3 and 4. Pip and Craigory, you two got a strange letter telling you to meet someone in Toontown at the fortune teller stand in the square. The letter said they had news for Craigory about someone hunting him for the reward posted on him. And you guys arrive at the stand at the same time as Lynn does.
My goodness.
It's you.
Are we rolling to see her at
again.
all, or are we just immediately jumping in?
Go ahead and roll just a flat d20, because I want to see if this might happen. But as you roll
Oh my
that,
goodness.
we meet player
See?
5.
Oh.
Goodness.
Okay, alright. We meet player 5, Hugh. You're not sure why you decided to go for a walk today, but you did. It just felt right. And you walk into the square and spot Pip and Craigory as they walk up to this fortune teller stand and freeze looking at one of the other two people there. Now that those dominoes are in place, let's knock them down, shall we?
I'm just gonna say, as soon as he sees Pip and Craigory, he just kind of lights up and he's going to call out to them and go, "Hey!" And, Craigory, unless you stop him, he's going to go and hug you.
Craigory is unfortunately occupied with the immediate pressing thought that this was a trap, this was a trap, this was a trap.
My goodness.
Guess what? Lynn's got a similar idea, because all of a sudden she was here, there was a child going into a place, and now suddenly there are two other people that she doesn't think are threats, but she doesn't particularly trust, and they're right there, and she is just in her head going, what the heck now?
Is hopping down to intercept Hugh, okay? They knew they were going into Toontown. They had an idea that maybe, one of the kids that they've been writing letters to is going to be around. They don't know if they're going to find March or Hugh, but they've had
Okay.
ideas. They want to see.
RJ, what the heck was that?
I was a roll to see how fancily Decimal shuffles his cards as he has noticed everyone suddenly converging on his fortune teller stand, but he has a person in front of him who he's dealing a read for, so he's trying to fancily do that. He does decently well. Not great for him, but decently well.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was a
gonna
16!
I'm also going to say, I rolled perception for Hugh, so he sees a fair amount, and he's like, yes, friends, but I think as well with a 17, he notices Decimal shuffle the cards fancily. So I'm gonna be honest, Hugh's attention has been brought to that, because let's be honest, it's cool.
Gray's face is also just lighting up as he watches Decimal shuffle the cards around.
Lynn is just
It's
watching all of
neat.
you.
Okay, good.
It's something he's never seen before, and wow, it's cool. This guy can do this well.
This is fine.
Lynn is
What was
just
it
watching all of
19
you.
for?
What's Hugh's passive perception?
It's a 15.
Okay, you don't notice how that got there, but Hugh now has a necklace of seashells.
Aw.
That's really cute.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wonder how that got there.
Yeah, I'm going to
Decimal can
say-
tell you how that
I'm
got
go-
there, because he saw that.
Yeah,
Fine.
I'll say it's just like Hugh is looking at this and then, seashells? Just like blink blink.
And Pip is scrambled back up onto Craigory again. Laser eyes at Lynn like, I'm watching you.
Don't you ruin
this.
Oh yeah, so
Then-
Hugh's gonna go back to like, okay, yeah, so time to hug my friends. It's been forever since I've seen him.
How does you look, by the way? Because Lynn is just like, she is keeping Mr. Decimal and the two picnics in her eyesight and the kid just in case, because that's a child. Is the child going to get emotionally damaged by Mr. Decimal like she was? And she's also looking at Hugh. And how's he looking? Because it's been a month and a bit since that.
Since
Is he
he
looking
almost
okay?
died, huh? Well,
Yeah.
he's
I
actually
wasn't
looking. Yeah, he's actually looking all right. I mean, sure, that hurt, but he recovered, and honestly, he's okay.
That's good. That's good.
Lynn's not going to quite believe that, but that's good.
Yeah. Craigory's attention is kind of being split multiple ways right now. He doesn't know who sent this letter. Lynn's here, but she's not doing anything, so that's fine. Hugh's here, and Hughes looks all right. That's good.
Mhm.
I think with the 15 earlier, he didn't quite clock decimal, because he has had a reading from this guy before, but, like, he's got other stuff on the mind at the moment.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see how well Lynn's like perceiving things besides her paranoia. That is a 9. That is a 9 because Lynn is rolling with exhaustion. She's got 2 points of exhaustion, guys. She's perceiving
dear.
everything at a disadvantage, and so with a
My
9,
goodness.
she's just quite literally just glancing between everyone, just not sure what to do. Actually,
I feel like I should go ahead and roll perception just to see if Gray is still oblivious or if he notices that there's kind of a stare down happening just behind him. So we'll see.
There's a weird energy going on behind you, Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking the menacing symbols from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure going on.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's at the
goodness.
table. He's watching Decimal shuffle the cards. He's like, "Wow, that's really cool." And he just kind of something clicks, and he just kind of looks, and there's this weird stare down happening behind him at the table.
The weirdest of
They say-
showdowns.
I'm gonna say then as well, I guess since Hugh has hugged Craigory and is still hugging him, no, he's not gonna let
Aw.
go until he has to. He kind of
Aw.
notices Lynn then, like, oh, hi there.
Hi, young Hugh. You doing good, kiddo?
Yeah, I am. How are you holding up? Cause do you need some help?
I'm fine, kiddo. I'm doing good. Keeping busy.
I am going to roll insight, cause I doubt that.
Oh, Christ.
You got a 21!
Yeah.
So, what
That's
did
to
you
doubt.
see- Yes!
That image is really coming in place.
This is
Everyone
this
at
is
Lynn,
making
shut me up.
I find that hysterical because, yeah, Lynn is saying she's fine. She is russet. She has got frayed sketching. She is disheveled. She is looking everywhere like a paranoid maniac. And yeah, she is distinctly wolfish. But she's trying to smile because that's a kid and you don't stress out kids.
To be honest, he was looking at this and thinking, yeah, she needs help. How do I offer help? And like he's gonna say, you sure we shouldn't call anyone that you know? I mean, I guess
No.
if you don't
Nope.
I guess if you don't trust us, but surely you have family or someone you can trust, yeah?
Nope. We no. I am fine. We are not contacting anyone. Okay. I am fine. I am completely fine. We are not contacting anyone. It's especially not spooky grandparents. We are just. I am fine.
Who now?
Fucking that minor detail to save away.
Craigory just tried to roll insight on, like, that sort of tangent of Lynn specifically, like, nope. If Lynn isn't doing anything to him, he's just still keeping a lookout for whatever the hell the deal with this letter is.
I have a question with Gray's earlier perception roll. Did he hear Lynn and Hugh talking like that?
I'm going
Are
with
they
yes
close
because
enough
Lynn
to
was
the
quite
table?
loud.
So yeah, so he hears that tangent that Lynn goes on. He's like, "Ma'am, are you okay?"
Everyone seems to be asking that at the moment. I'm fine, and you know what? I think everything is handled here.
And it's
I'm
that moment that you all hear this, because Decimal rolled a fucking 9 on his deception check. Decimal lets out a small sound of surprise.
Mr. Decimal.
He is looking down at the rating on the table and rubbing his wrists.
Huh.
Oh, pick.
Is something wrong?
Oh, that's ominous as fuck.
You can all see that the reading he has drawn, the broken one, the ghost, the horseman, the raven, and the missionary.
That's
Is that
ominous.
good or bad?
Pip is
Yeah,
like
he's just
leaning down to
looking.
Craigory, like,
Do you know anything about what those cards are supposed to mean?
Nope, no idea.
Actually-
but
Pip and Lynn and
Mhm.
Craigory, because you guys have had readings
Mhm.
from him before. Roll an intelligence skill of your choice. Just make an argument for why it's applicable.
hmm.
could I argue Arcana?
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Intelligence. Is it investigation intelligence, or is that?
It's an intelligence
Investigation is intelligence.
skill, but I don't know if it's applicable. Oh my god, did
Yeah.
you roll it? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say, since this is all
Nope.
going on, Hugh is still hugging. No, he's not letting
Still
go.
has no clue. They're
Gregory
like,
is
these cards are
Making
weird.
no
I think
move
they're magical.
to remove Hugh. If anything, he's got like an arm around him as he like leans over and looks at this.
Fair.
I guess history would be the other one, because like Lynn will have just picked up a book on this sort of thing at some
Yeah.
stage after.
History,
so
I'll
let's see.
allow history.
Okay, let's see. That is an 8
8
plus
plus
6
That's-
is
This is also
14.
fitting because Pip has never met this guy. Pip has no idea who this is or what these cards are. Like, but they know there's some bad vibes here.
So, Lynn, you can tell by the names of the cards that they're probably bad. Craigory, you, on the other hand, who've done a little bit of research, most of these are bad omens. Most of these are really, really bad omens.
Craigory's looking at Gray now. He's clocking that this is a kid.
And you also notice, because what was the question that you asked, Decimal Gray?
I have to remember exactly how I phrased it. Hold on. He asked, will I see Mr. Soul again, was what it was.
Yeah. Craigory, you notice, for the kind of question that was asked, these cards don't seem to match the reading that was drawn. Like, they're not in the right places.
Like, in terms of, like, the, I don't know the terminology, the spread of the cards themselves?
Yeah. The spread that would normally be given for this kind of question would be, what the bloody hell is it called again? It would be a basic cross, but it would be a basic cross in the form of a flow of events rather than a present state. This is very much a present state reading. Or a present state spread.
He's gonna look at Decimal and say, well, okay, I don't think you need to make things excessively dramatic just to get a few extra coins here.
Okay, he looks up at you, still rubbing one of his wrists absently, and he goes, I don't mess with the cards like that. Moreover, this is not your reading, sir.
Then whose is it?
I mean,
Everyone
Fair.
roll perception or insight, whichever's higher.
Oh God, Lynn.
both flat and zero.
Everyone?
Is this for
Oh,
everyone?
hey, that's actually pretty good.
Okay.
She got a
19.
13.
3. 19. 3. Nat 20.
Hey, you're on the ball.
Does not see all this
Kraken,
time.
I'm actually surprised. The minimum DC for this was a fucking 5, my dude. Everyone else rolled decently well. Craigory, you know
Pip
nothing,
got a
Jon
2.
Snow.
Gregory has no thoughts, head empty.
He used it all up just like spying on these cards.
Yeah, you know nothing, Jon Snow. Pip. What did you roll? Did you roll insight or perception?
Perception.
perception. Okay. There, you twig suddenly. There's something off. There's something off. You're not sure what it is, but there's something off. The rest of you notice it's a relatively busy day. The town square is silent.
Okay.
And as you look around, you see everyone is frozen in place in mid-movement, doing whatever they were doing. And the color is slowly leaching from your surroundings.
Craigory's just still looking at these fucking cards.
Yeah, Craigory doesn't notice shit!
That's
Lynn's fur has
ominous.
frayed. Lynn's fur has frayed a little more, and it's even darker russet than a few seconds ago. Oh, look. Another situation that was just a normal day. Okay.
And on that note, there is a flash of white light. And you are all blinded momentarily.
Heck!
Pip is clung tighter to Craigory. They're
What the
not.
hell?
Yeah,
Did you notice
Hugh
that?
is doing the same. Like Hugh has just gone a bit closer to Craigory now, cause okay, this is normal.
Lynn's clutching her brooch.
Everyone roll perception again. Craigory, this time I'm gonna have to give you disadvantage because you rolled a fucking 3.
Amazing.
Okay, Hugh
Perception?
got a 15.
That's a
Dice
9.
parser, be nice. Ugh.
Okay!
Somehow Hugh got the best
No,
roll.
7 was me.
10.
Okay, that's wow, okay. This time it's Gray that doesn't notice anything, probably still rubbing the spots
Yeah.
out of his eyes.
A little bit blinded.
Craigory and... Oh, no, Craigory. You're not in Toontown anymore. Your surroundings,
no.
your surroundings are white, almost blindingly so, with gold lines stretching out to infinity on the horizon. You look around, aside from yourselves and the strings in the far distance, there is nothing. Pip, with your 12, you notice everyone's clothes has changed. Where design allows, aka basically everything that isn't a magic item, your clothes are now white and gold. And there is a thin golden string wrapped around your wrist. At the end, trailing off into non-existent as it hangs down.
See, are there strings tied to anyone else?
I mean, everyone has a string, but as far as you can tell, none of them are, like, connected. Was that a 15 from Hugh?
Hugh got a 15.
Yeah. Lynn, you also don't notice anything with your 9. Yeah. Okay. Hugh,
She's too busy clutching her brooch.
probably.
Huh?
You notice Decimal's clothes haven't changed. He's still in his black and red. He doesn't have a string on his wrist either. And you also notice that everyone now has a pendant hanging around their neck. It's just a thin gold disc on a light gold chain, small and unobtrusive enough to be hidden under a shirt. And as you glance around at everyone's, you notice they have a different design. Just to give a mild idea of what I mean, let me bring up an example. I only made the one because they're kind of hell to make.
Understandable.
Fair.
Valid.
Entirely valid.
Oh,
Huh.
that's cool.
Hmm.
Craigory,
Oh.
yours
Yeah.
has 6 stars and the words The Evoker. Pip,
Ooh.
yours has 7 coins and the words The Thief. Hugh, yours has 9 glyphs and the words The Traitor. Lynn, yours has 6 swords and the words The Berserker. Gray's has 2 glyphs and the words The Missionary. And Decimal's has an eye and the words The Seer. They all follow the same basic design pattern as the one I showed.
Really ominous. Thank you. Yeah, if they're all standing there, Hugh's going to try and point this out to the others. And, like, ask Decimal, hey, do you know what's happening?
Hmm. Okay.
What was that 6?
The parts of Pip that are grayscale that haven't been turned white or gold, it's weird. Things are a little off with Pip. The colors that should have been changed aren't wholly changed in some parts. But then you see it, those parts are tinting purple.
Interesting.
I just have
And
a
I have-
request. RJ, can you type out which character had like which title just on a list in the game zone or something for like
Yeah, sure.
reference?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
And
Then,
while you're doing
that.
that, yeah.
Alright.
You did mention that like magic items are still here, so Craigory still has his red glove, yeah?
Oh yeah, you still have the stuff that you were carrying, and magic items remain unchanged in their coloration.
Cool.
Interesting.
Alright, Lynn's gonna, because it's been pointed out, investigate the string around her wrist. Possibly give that just a little tug.
You give it a tug. It's cold and impossibly thin, almost like you can't quite grasp it. And it feels strange. You feel a shiver run up your spine as you pinch it.
Okay, not doing that again.
Okay,
Is everyone alright? Kids, you alright? Picnics, Mother Pecker, everyone okay?
Mother Pecker is fine.
Other Mother Pecker is looking very confused, still rubbing his wrists.
Yeah, Craigory is looking at that guy because
Hugh says, I think I'm okay.
I do want to say that
Decimal has
Kid.
I do want to say as Lynn calls out like Peckneck or Mother Pecker, Gray probably just goes language.
Picnic. Sorry, kid.
Which?
What?
It's fine. I learned how to say the word peck when I was 2 years old. They can learn it now. It's fine. Anyway, good thing everyone's okay.
It's hard to call people that.
Yeah, I like this kid. What's your name?
Actually, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, my name's Hugh Script. Nice to meet you. What's your name? This is all towards Gray.
Yeah, he reaches out to shake Hugh's hand. Hello,
Yes,
Mr.
he
Hugh.
takes it. Nice to meet you. No need to call me Mister. You're not that much younger than me. I'm only 17.
Wait, it's right. How old are you,
Fair.
Gray?
But you don't have to be.
I'm 12, Miss. What's your name?
I'm Detective Stagehand at your service. And you're 12? Holy peck.
Yes.
Okay, that's changed some priorities. All right.
Pip is turned and is glaring at the well, they don't know his name's Decimal. They're glaring at Decimal.
Speaking of,
What
Mhm.
did you do?
everyone with a passive perception higher than 13, not including 13, hears him mutter a quiet, "What the fuck?" As he's looking,
Okay,
like
this
he's
is
not paying
terrible.
attention to anything you guys are doing. He's just looking around the place.
Hugh hears that.
Language, mister.
Yeah, and it's like, what does fuck mean?
Pip isn't
Oh,
even- Pip is not even correcting that. They're not letting go of Craigory. Their tail is wrapped
Hey,
right
guys.
around him.
Roll insight.
Oh boy.
Really hoping someone gets this, goddammit.
Insight,
Should I
insight,
try
insight.
rolling as well?
Everyone who wants to can roll insight.
There we go.
that's
Alright.
Oh my! Wait! I didn't do
Alright,
that
well, Link,
at
it's
correctly.
disadvantage. I got a nat 20 at disadvantage. How the peck?
And
Dice
you
person
also
wanted
got
you to
an
see this.
18.
Okay, so Craigory doesn't see anything, Jon Snow. Jesus Christ, Grey, you do not see anything,
This
Jon Snow.
poor
You
Grey.
rolled worse than Craigory, for Christ's sakes.
No idea.
Alright, so Grey with your nat 1 and Craigory with your 7. Nope, you cannot decipher the look on this dude's face. Everyone else, you notice, as much as there is confusion on this dude's face, there's also what looks almost like familiarity. But
Has
distant.
drawn their swordfish, and
But-
they are pointing it at him.
Distant. And he like turns at that and does take a minor step back and goes, I feel like I've been here before, but I don't know this place.
Hey,
And-
no need to go violent.
This is.
I think it will be okay, Pip. So,
Also,
I guess you're in the same boat as us.
I
Like-
don't like things changing my colors.
yes, I'd surprisingly gotten that. Do you mind giving me your name before you go pointing a sword at my face? Well, my chest. You can't really reach my face, can you?
I don't know. Pip's probably standing on Craigory. I've
Pip
been
is still on
Okay,
Craigory's
fair
shoulder.
enough. Yeah.
That is head
Yeah.
chopping height, my dude.
It's Pip.
Sorry, it's Peck.
Oh yeah.
Stop being rude.
There's a look of amused bemusement on his face when he mishears that.
And Craigory's gonna, yeah, is it Peck?
Gregory, I swear to whatever gods are listening, this is not the time.
Oh yeah, and I guess at this, Hugh also realized, oh yeah, he never introduced himself to Decimal now, huh? So he is gonna introduce himself and he's gonna ask Decimal what's his name.
Decimal will turn to look at Hugh, ignoring the two disasters right in front of him, and doff his top hat and go, Decimal, we've refaced at your service.
Nice to meet you.
Picnic.
Ah, hello, wolf monkey. Strange seeing you here.
Mr. Decimal, and it's Monkey Wolf. Thank you very much.
I don't know about that anymore. And he will give an obvious, like, look up, look down, like a fucking bitch prep in a fucking Sweet 16 movie.
Oh, Lynn's teeth just bare a little at that. Just. Yeah.
His grin just
Okay.
widens.
Anyway, and
You
one
know
thing that
this
Lynn is going to
place.
do, Lynn is going to stand a little closer to Grey and Hugh, and her tail is just like ever so slightly curled towards Grey, so that if anything happened, she might be able to just like grab him. Just like
Gray just
she doesn't.
just in the middle of all this, Gray just kind of looks down at his color change. I don't like these colors.
That makes two of
No.
us, kid.
Aw.
This is not my color.
Is anyone still
I've
looking at
never-
Decimal?
Yep,
Yes.
Pip is.
I guess
Yeah.
Hugh
Yep.
would be.
So it's at this point that you notice it almost looks like there's a pair of antlers growing out from behind his head.
What the heck?
And suddenly, two hands clamp down on his shoulders, and you all see him startle and whip around to face the person behind him. But he can't move more than his head. He's like he's frozen in place. And a head tilts out from behind his. The antlers moving with it.
What
Well,
the?
I'm rather insulted in all
Heck.
that.
He's moved back closer to Craigory because he's worried.
I
Lynn's
think I like
crossbow
these
is out
colours.
slightly.
Are,
You might, and that's
are
fine.
you?
I just don't like white and gold together specifically.
Craigory's like pushing Hugh behind him a little.
Mhm.
Hugh,
Lynn's backing that up.
Gray is not backing up. He doesn't. No danger threat.
Hugh, because you rolled highest earlier. Whoever this is has the exact same animation style as Decimal, down to the friggin' brush strokes in their outline.
Okay, Lynn don't like that.
Huh.
You also notice Decimal does not recognize this person.
Yeah, Hugh is sus of this new person. And a bit worried for Decimal, considering what just happened.
Gray's kind of sus, but he just wants to talk it out with her.
They shove Decimal forward, and he does stumble forward and immediately turns around and has a card in his hand. You're not quite sure how effective that will be, but there we go. And they unfold into the space he's left, and they are huge. They are easily 2 feet taller than the tallest members of the party, and they loom without even trying.
Pip has no longer pointing the swordfish at Decimal. They're at the big guy, and they're as much as a mouse can appear vicious and angry, they are as puffed up as can be, sword hand just at this threat. Like, you are not going to touch these people.
Hey, what was it? What was that 13 plus 7 for?
That was a sleight of hand. Lynn's got her crossbow, which is always strapped to her wrist, just cocked a little more. Just if anything does happen, she's at least going to be able to fire off a shot before everything goes to peck. Her other hand is still on her brooch.
Well, the bad news is, they do spot that. And they just go, and snap their fingers. Swords, crossbows, wrapped in golden string and pulled from your hands.
Peck! Well, there goes Craigory's staff. F.
You.
I will say Hugh has not pulled his staff from his hammer space yet, so he still has it, actually.
Yeah, Gray's is also in his hammer space, so is it?
Yeah.
Are they taken as well, or?
No, just the weapons that are out and readied.
Okay.
Alright, kid, we're backing up.
What?
As
Can you tell us where we are, please?
Be
As-
nice.
as you back up, you notice you're not getting any further away. You can feel yourself moving, but there's no
Okay.
distance change.
Gray's not backing up. He legitimately just went, like, can you tell us where we are? Just politely.
Yeah, that was mostly aimed at Lynn. But
Yeah.
in answer to your question, Gray, they simply go, well, I could. But I think it'd be more fun for him to tell you. And you're looking at Decimal again, who is still so fucking confused. He has no idea what's happening.
My dude.
Well, that's a 19 for something.
No, that's... Nothing happens.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Mr. Decimal, are you alright?
He doesn't answer. And they stare at each other for a moment before this antlered being's eyes widen. And they like bring a hand to cover their mouth in a mockery of a shocked expression, and their eyes still dance with mirth. And they go, "Oh, do you not remember? Ah, dear, we've brought you to a much larger version when you were made, dear Chaos."
What?
Okay, this is
You
far
try
more...
rolling intelligence to see whether he gets anything from that?
You know what? Fuck it, I'll allow it. It's gonna be a high DC, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Isn't
Like
just
Arcana or
just-
like religion even.
Roll religion.
Religion.
Since
Okay.
Decimal didn't answer Gray, he's going to, like, slowly and, like, carefully make his way towards
A
Gray.
16 from Hugh.
Religion?
Yeah, religion.
Nope. Baby.
I picked the wrong moment to take a sip of water.
Nobody
Baby.
knows a thing here.
He's baby.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna roll as well, just for the hell of it. Okay, that is a 5. Nope, Lynn,
Nope.
don't know shit.
Hugh, I
fucking
guess
Christ.
it's fitting that. I guess it's fitting Hugh got the highest roll
Forgot to
here.
roll on.
Decimal knows nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah, no, none of you can place the title at all.
Question: Is this specifically a thing to do with deities, or just religion in general?
Yeah, yes, kind of, yes.
I'm just asking: Is this something deities would like gossip in between each other with?
Oh.
'Cause,
No.
okay, then I won't argue for advantage.
I will give you advantage, however, because although the deity to which this pertains is very niche, these specifically less so. No, you still know nothing.
No.
Okay.
Misha?
No one knows anything. This is fine.
I mean, Bray's literally studied religion before, but he's still baby, so I'll take the loan.
It is a very
That's fair.
niche thing. And the being bows at the waist, like fancily, one hand going out, looking down, and they go, "My name is Rikishi, although you may call me Fate of Ruin."
Alright, Rikishi.
That's fancy.
Uh-huh.
My name's
Okay,
Greg.
nice. Well,
Job
I'm Hugh.
Gray
Nice
also
to
bows
meet
in
you.
response, by the way.
I love Grace so much.
Gray is so baby. I want you to know that. And yeah, Hugh says hi back. He's probably still a bit behind Craigory. He just kind of waves a bit from there.
Even if the vibes are rancid, he's still gonna be polite.
I mean, fair enough, but also... Oh, that's a nat 20 for something.
No,
Oh snap!
nothing's happening. This is fine.
Interesting.
Nothing is happening.
Interesting.
Pip.
Okay.
Mhm.
Lynn's gonna do something because these kids are polite. Lynn is a reckless pecking idiot, and she's just gonna go, okay, Rikishi, I guess this is. I'm not gonna say it's lovely to meet you because this is pecking weird. Just cut to the chase, please. What do you want?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like
just the question,
laughing.
isn't it? You
I'm
see,
starting to hate that laugh.
you've all piqued my interest one way or another. A points first at Pip. Familial ruin, and then the finger shifts to Craigory. Physical ruin, and then at Hugh. Governmental ruin. A leans forward and looks directly at Lynn. You especially caught my eye with your headlong rush into self-ruin.
Oh, that actually gets a hiss.
And then A turns to Grey, and the smirk on her face drops. I didn't predict you, however. You're here entirely because of him. And A turns and catches the card thrown at them from behind, scant inches from their face. While you were all distracted, Decimal had snuck around to air back, throwing the card that had been held in his hand, and he freezes as it's caught, eyes wide, face pale, and you can all now see the fear on his face. And A smiles again, but it isn't the shit-eating grin from before. This is a hunter's smirk, all teeth, promising pain. Air antlers grow and twist, becoming tree-like branches of gnarled bone. Good old Raga, the new fate of chaos, always throwing a wrench into my plan. And the card flashes from red to gold as A tilts their hand back and whips it at him so fast you can't even see the movement, just hear the whistle of air being sliced through.
Pip is clinging to Craigory very, very tightly.
Gonna say,
Yikes.
ooh dear.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hugh at this point is like Yeah, he's clinging to Craigory at this point. No going around it. Also, that's terrifying. 32 damage, huh?
The card hits Decimal in the chest, and a slash appears from shoulder to hip, almost bisecting him, throwing him backwards wildly to crash down, coughing up blood. He
Okay.
doesn't move. lying
Gray
lifelessly
immediately
on the
runs
ground.
over.
Okay,
Lynn's running. Lynn,
Gregory's trying to turn tail and run and take Hugh with him.
Oh goodness.
Gray is
doesn't
running
like-
2 decimal, by the way.
I guess
The
Hugh is
awful
being
person.
picked up.
Gray is running 2 decimal.
Yeah.
Is
Lynn-
everyone else also running 2 decimal or just running away?
Gregory's
Pip
going
is,
away.
Pip is on Craigory and going away too.
And Hugh has been picked up, I think.
You know what? Yes.
Those of you who are fleeing, again, you don't get any further away. You know you're moving, you can feel your forward momentum, but this place just doesn't allow you to leave. You remain in place. The distance between you and Rikishi seeming, if anything, to shorten as they just hover and laugh.
What is this?
Gray, you said you were going to Decimal?
Yes.
Okay, you run over. He is on kind of crumpled, half on his side, half on his back, not moving. There is blood slowly pooling around him.
Can he cast Cure Wounds on Decimal?
Yes.
Alright.
Good kid.
We have a healer in this party.
Barely.
It's not able to do the other
goodness.
thing.
Thank God.
Lynn
doesn't
has
have-
taken off her jacket.
He's a ranger, so remember his spellcasting ability isn't the best.
That's fine.
That's valid, but that's
I-
still better than like everyone else here, I think.
Yeah, no one else, no one else, no one else. That's fine.
I want to say
Boy.
I want to say one thing for Lynn. This guy, she doesn't like Decimal, but she has reacted, and her coat is off. The first time she's actually taken her coat off in a long time, and she just shoves it on the wound. Just heck no, she's not. No one's gonna do that while she's here.
Hey Lynn, go ahead and roll. Just go ahead and roll a flat d20 for me.
Okay.
Is this one also a disadvantage?
No,
Oh,
just a
no.
flat. Okay. You know what? I'll run with it. You put the coat on the wound. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. But being this close, and with him no longer keeping up his facade because he's fucking unconscious on the ground, he's young. He is very young. You would hesitate to call him an adult, even. You would guess at best 18. Couldn't be that much older than here.
Lynn's studying his face, and there is horror. It's she cannot hide it. She's just pressing the coat on as tightly as she can. She's like, no, you don't. Mr. Decimal, you're a picking kid. You are not dying on me. Stay with us. For pick's sake, stay with us.
It's at this point that the Cure Wounds comes into effect, and there is a mild pulse of magic. This place seems to dampen it, so it's not as effective as it normally would be. But it is enough, and the wound closes over slightly, and he coughs up some more blood, and then sucks in a gasp, and actually I need to roll for
There we go.
this. Hang on.
There we go. You're all right. You're all right.
As Decimal coughs, Gray immediately like he
Okay,
as
yeah,
soon
no,
as
I
that
missed this.
happened, he was tense as hell. He was tense as hell as he ran over, like immediately ran to heal. And he sees Decimal and he seems to relax just a little bit. And he turns to Ruin, I think you said it was.
Mhm.
What was that for?
Yeah, Lynn, you easily dodge a wild blow from Decimal. He is panicking, by the way. You might want to back up. And Rikishi is still just laughing from air position hovering in midair.
Oh,
Gregory's moving. He's noticed that like he's not getting anywhere. So he's just gonna go back to the one place he can go to. Which is this little huddle. And he's staying in front. Gray's starting to yell at this guy. No, 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 no.
Nope.
Nope. He's standing in front.
For once, we are in agreement, Craigory, and Lynn is also standing, and all of her fur is fluffed and frayed. Well, I say fluffed; it's incredibly coarse looking, and she is just puffing herself up as much as she can. And she's actually even put an arm out in front of you as well, Craigory. She's just trying to keep you all behind her, even though she's 3'6". She is the smallest person here, but she's still trying.
Decimal is panicking, I said. You might want to back up, I said.
Yeah.
No, we'll huddle closer.
No.
Well, Lynn has taken a few steps out so that, she's not next to him. She's in front of everyone because, pick no.
Yeah, I think at this point, Craigory and Lynn are trying to block view almost of Decimal and Gray if Craigory can manage it. So that's in front.
Decimal just got. Gray is not getting away from Decimal.
That's fair.
I guess
Where their
Hugh
head.
is
Oh,
still-
okay.
and, I mean, he's still being carried, yes. So he's.
Would Hugh like to be
here
put
now.
down?
Honestly,
put the
he's
child
not
down.
gonna say anything. He's kind of freaked out. He'd rather be closer to Craigory.
That's
Well,
valid.
Pip
That's so valid.
finally failed that deception. So they're still standing on Craigory's shoulder, trying to help block like Lynn and Craigory are, but where there had been purple, it has faded back to gray, and their tail is a very jagged, restless line, and they're trembling a little as they glare up at this
I mean, I
god
think that's a
thing.
action.
But
They're
still trying to look brave.
Oh.
right.
My
You know what?
goodness.
You know what? There are several people here. Lynn doesn't particularly want them to get hurt. She doesn't really care about herself. She's gonna take a few more steps forward. Let's see how she does. Okay, that is an 18 plus 3. This is probably not going to be very intimidating because even with that, because we don't know who this is, and she is just actually stepping forward, just like arms out, going, seriously, Picnic. Seriously. What the pick do you want? Just let them go. Whatever the pick this is. Just, they're kids.
It seems even after that, you're all still so rebellious. I think I might have to take some drastic measures.
Oh, come at me.
Hey, Kraken.
What do you want
Hey,
from us?
Kraken. Can you
Yes, RJ?
describe for the class the memory that you sent me?
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh no.
So is this just like everyone is seeing or experiencing
Everyone
it?
is experiencing this
Cool.
in kind of an omniscient third-person narrator kind of way.
Okay, so they aren't Craigory themselves, and we're kind of seeing this
No.
happen?
No, we're just seeing it happen. But we do have
Oh,
insight
no.
on how Craigory is feeling because it is his memory.
Cool.
Oh,
This
goodness.
Craigory
And so it begins.
younger. Not much younger. He's like the same height. He's fully grown. More like just adult rather than kind of a few years into it like he is now. And some people will notice this more easily than others, like Pip. You would clock this right away, I think. But there's no red glove. Both hands are bare. He's
Oh, no.
in a cramped but homey looking workshop. It looks like there's kind of multiple projects going on at once, but the one he's focusing on is in a sort of big cauldron in the center of the room. And, I think you people can smell. It kind of stinks. It smells like, kind of like Sharpie almost. That sort of like alcoholic whiff.
Oh no.
Lynn has heightened sense.
Hugh is just simply suspicious. He's not saying anything yet, but he's,
I
Hey,
think background knowledge Pip has put together what this might be, and they have They have closed their eyes and they are just holding tight to Craigory.
Yeah, question. Is Craigory, like, presently also watching this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everyone is
Oh.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Would Lynn know what this smell is specifically, seeing as both heightened senses and also detective who has seen a lot of bad things?
You know what? If you wanted to roll on that, I'd give you advantage.
Alright, so that would cancel out her disadvantage on everything, so that's lovely. What that would be investigation, I guess?
Investigation
Can
or
be,
perception, whichever's higher.
Alright.
Still
11.
great.
She's more focused on the kids and on Rikishi, I guess. But yeah, she has clocked this is a weird smell.
Possibly clocking it as potentially familiar. It might be something she's come across before, but that's not her focus, or a name isn't coming to mind.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Present Craigory has gone very still. Craigory of the memory looks, quite happy. He's pleased with himself. He has it looks like he's just finished. And as he sort of turns to do something, he knocks over a book, leaps to catch it, hits the cauldron with like his leg or hip, stumbles, and his arm goes in.
Oh no.
Oh
And-
no.
Yeah, he screams.
Hugh flinches at that?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
RJ,
say he's hugging Craigory now as tight as he can.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a nat
Present
one for
Craigory's-
something.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Lynn!
Lynn has heightened senses. And that's a scream. Yeah. There is a full on, very much a reaction from Lynn at that. She doesn't do anything, but she has just full on stiffened as she's looking at this.
And I'm not going to even try and roll deception. This is too emotional. Even with their faded colors, Pip has turned entirely black and white.
Present Gregory's just got like a grip on the wrist of his gloved hand.
Mhm.
Gregory of the past, yeah, he had screamed. He's in pain. RJ said they could feel emotions. I don't know if they feel the physical pain, but they certainly feel the fear.
Mhm.
And yeah, this guy's just rearing back, stumbling. He does seem to have enough presence of thought to stick his hand under a nearby sink and rinse, but like, you guys will be able to see the stuff that's on him is washing off, but so is his actual arm.
Oh, holy pick.
The ink is being washed away. The line art is sloughing off. And yeah, boy, it's a good chunk of his arm.
I told you not to mess with that stuff. Bad idea.
And it's the fear and the pain, but like emotionally, this group is also going to be picking up just, it's not even fear of what he's done to himself. It's a bone deep terror that Craigory knows he is alone out here. There's no one for miles. He made sure of that. And now it's come to bite him in the butt. If he kicks it out here and he's genuinely not sure what's going to happen, he doesn't know how to fix this. He doesn't know if he can. He doesn't know what's going to happen next. No one will know. No one's going to find him. No one's coming to help. So whatever happens next, it has to be on him. And he chose this. He did this to himself. And I think that's the memory.
Yeah. I do want
Can I just say
because everyone's in the memory. There was a moment where everyone screamed, and Gray, like, he tensed at that, but he didn't really react in the same way. But when he starts to feel the sense of like alone, that the dream Craigory is feeling, he kind of gets up and looks up, because, he's shorter than Craigory. He looks up and just kind of tentatively, taps his arm or side or whatever.
It's all right. We're here. And you made it out of that now. Because, well, we met earlier today. You did all right.
Present Craigory is.
I can't really see much wrong. I think you're pretty cool, Mr. Danthew, sir.
First of all, and second of all, yeah, Craigory, you have a death grip on you from Hugh. He is. I'm gonna say he's you're not alone anymore, yeah? We're with you.
Gray was mostly just trying to ground Craigory as he felt the whole dream self thing kind of.
That would be grounding him would be a good idea.
That's why he tried to touch Craigory specifically. Otherwise, he wouldn't try to do that.
Yeah. He leans into the touch. There's Pip on his shoulder, Hugh on one side, Gray on the other. Well, he can't lean two ways, but he kind of yeah, you can feel him leaning into it.
What? How? Let us go.
And as you come out of the memory, you can see Rikishi screaming with laughter.
Oh, you son of a mother pecker. What was that? What did you do?
They don't immediately respond. Or it doesn't immediately respond because they're trying to collect herself. Fucking pronouns. But once it has himself relatively under control, he just smirks at you, and it is an expression so similar to the one you've seen on Decimal's face so often, but it doesn't have that same restraint. This is wild. This is manic. And it just smirks.
All of Lynn's teeth are bared. There is no restraint on her. She is gone. She's not shifted, but there is very much the attack mode is inbound if this person does anything, because that was not okay. She doesn't like Craigory, but you shouldn't. That wasn't. Holy pick.
That was kind of a whiz save on Craigory's part.
Can I argue advantage? Because dang it, Hugh is doing his best to help.
Gray is very much too. He doesn't know these people, but he's gonna be damned if he's gonna let them get all screwed up.
I'll allow advantage. You guys are help actioning.
Yeah, and touch specifically is good for this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, 16.
You hugging him, he's not gonna let go. Not after that. Oh my goodness.
One thing of note is Lynn is actually slightly keeping her distance in front of these guys still, for two reasons. One of them, so that she's a target on her own if anything happens and she can lunge, and also she knows Mr. Craigory doesn't particularly like her, with good reason. So out of everything, her keeping a slight distance is actually probably a good idea. Plus, I don't think she'd be very good at touching people right now because she's got her claws out.
Speaking on that too, Pip saw that. We're in a situation where things are very bad, and something was mentioned that Pip has not told to anyone but one person here and maybe one person outside, but never in the full detail. And that all has scared them a lot. And they don't like this. And they really don't like that whatever that thing is, whatever that thing is, they are They've hopped down from Craigory. And the magic is shaky. It's not the neat little cherry bomb that they've made before with the smiley face. It is off and wobbly and more kind of it's the colors aren't even right. They're shifting, and maybe it's orange, but it's black and white, and no, it's gray. No, it's something. But they still throw a firebolt
And say, "Stop it! This isn't funny!"
The moment it leaves your hands, it fizzles into nothing.
They're still shaking and just
Pip, get behind me.
fury.
Get behind me. Picnic, get behind me.
I-
Look, we're gonna get you out of here. Look, I'm gonna get you all out of here. It's gonna be fine. Just get behind me. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, damn you! Stop laughing! That's... You are...
What do we have to do for you to let us go?
Could you let us out, please?
Oh, still.
None of us
so
want to be
optimistic.
here.
You got your kicks from me. That's fine.
You're
That's
probably not going to want to let us go until we amuse you enough, so I'm asking, what do we have to do for you to let us leave?
Hey Pip. Hey Pip.
Oh
Hey.
no.
Hey Noodle. You wanna describe the memory you sent to me?
Okay.
Yeah. So you all have seen. I need some art here. You all saw how Pip was standing there looking very brave, as much as they're terrified. The scene changes to, for a moment, it's a dock. And you see two mice.
Oh god.
One of them is wearing a very familiar bandana. They're very small, very, very small tunes, about half the size of Pip, who you see in two places. One with a poncho, traveling cloak, and these two tunes, one of the things you do note, they're both in full color. And they're laughing, giggling quietly to themselves as they race forward and they open up a crate and see. They seem surprised by what they open. And you hear whispers back and forth of,
Hey, this was supposed to be... This is right? Hey, you said... No, it's cool. But Skip, no,
and then you hear laughter. Cackling of hyenas. And there's a flash. And there's something like that smell from before with Craigory. But this time there's no mistaking what this is. There is a vat of something bubbling and hissing and a vibrant, sickly green.
Kids, cover your eyes.
Craigory scooped up Pip.
Pip is shaking. They are.
And if Hugh can, he's just going to hug Pip too if he's able to. Just group hug.
Pip's
You know, Craigory will
colors-
kneel down
yeah,
to enable this. He's just,
Yeah. Pip
you know,
is as
Pip's looking away.
green
He's enabling that.
as the dip that Pip cannot tear their eyes away from. Because they're screaming again. But it's from that same small mouse with two big floppy ears. And they are stuck in a cage. As you don't see the splash, but you hear it. and you hear the hiss. And you see this little mouse, both in the cage and trembling in Craigory's arms, just say,
No, 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 no. Make it stop, make it stop. No, 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 no.
as the only thing left, a tattered bandana, flutters down, and this little mouse slips through the bars of the cage. They have to squeeze and writhe, and it is a panic and desperate struggle of they've seen what happens. And they are splashed in their haste to get away, and it is terror and pain, and this horrid stuff is eaten into their arm, and it just keeps vanishing, and there is a hole growing in their ear, and they just keep running as laughter trails after them into the darkness. And that is where the scene fades, even though Pip is still screaming where they are to stop laughing.
I'm just gonna roll something in their hammer space real quick. Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm actually gonna.
I'm gonna
say
let you
whatever-
roll that again. This is not the moment for fumbles.
Indeed.
No.
I'm just saying here and now, if that had happened, she would have just whatever was in her pocket, just not done it. But yeah, Lynn pulls out a shock blanket and she's turning away from that scene, and she is just gonna put it over you, Pip, and she's gonna go, "It's okay. You're not there. You're not there. Wherever you were, whatever that was, it's okay. It's okay. You're not there. It's all right.
Skip, I'm sorry, Skip, I'm sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. It's okay. It's in the past. I know it hurts, but it's gone. You're here. You're here. It's okay. It's okay. You're all right. Pip,
It wasn't your fault. You don't.
I can't. It's another brother. I can't.
you need to breathe. Pip, you need to breathe.
Yep,
Deep
we're
breath.
all here.
They are
You aren't
immediately-
losing anyone else.
Is
We're with
Craigory
you.
still next to them?
Yeah, Craigory, Lynn handed over the blanket. He just, it might take some wrangling because Pip's probably clinging, but,
Mhm.
basically swaddled this mouse in it.
Just bear
And it's
hug
still
from
holding on.
Craigory and Hugh both.
Yeah, he's like, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm right here.
Don't go away. Don't go away.
I'm not going anywhere. I already promised I'm not going anywhere. We're good, we're fine.
Everything's gonna be all right. You're all gonna be okay. All right.
I want to
We're-
go
we're-
home. I want to
we're-
go home.
I'm gonna get you home. I'm gonna get you all out of here. It's gonna be fine.
We're
Just
gonna get out.
deep breaths.
That's a
all right?
promise.
We'll make it.
Deep breaths.
Decimal by this point has staggered upright, one hand still wrapped around his abdomen, and has stumbled forward. And Pip, you feel a hand gently drop to rest on the top of your head in between your ears. He doesn't say anything, but he's attempting to comfort. He's not very good at this.
Oh.
Oh. I want you to know that Hugh has decided to keep Decimal, by the way, dude. You have a friend now. It's too late.
We shall see.
It's yeah, their colors are still a weird mottled mix of that same dip green color and black that is so dark that it looks like it's like Vanta black. That is how dark that is. And they are this weird mottled mix of that, but slowly the green is fading
You're all
as
right.
everyone's around them.
You're gonna be all right. I'm gonna get you all out of here. It's gonna be fine. I promise. I'm gonna get you all out of here. just take some deep breaths.
Okay, alright then.
And that 20, what was that for?
29.
29,
Nick,
that's
what
did
fucking
you-
terrifying.
RJ, what are you doing now?
The hand on Pip's head gets slightly heavier for a moment before it moves off as Decimal kind of sort of uses you as like a balancing point to shift in front of everyone, and he stares up at Rikishi, and there is a look of... It's... Lynn, you are accustomed to this look. In any other circumstance, it would be blood-boilingly infuriating. But it's almost comforting to see this look of bored disdain. As he looks up at Rikishi and goes, "Congratulations. You've managed to, show us some of our worst memories. Did you have a point to all of this, or is it just to get your rocks off?"
Lynn's standing by Decimal. She still hasn't got her coat, by the way. He's clutching that to his chest because she's actually, for once, abandoned her tailcoat.
And Rikishi stops laughing. The smile, the savage grin drops from her face and twists into this snarling glare. And they're so infuriated that they can't even speak. They simply snap their fingers again. Oh, that's fitting. That's real fitting.
What happened?
Hang on, I gotta find a picture. Okay. Oh, that's
goodness.
real fitting. Okay.
Where are we going? Where are we dropping, boys? Who said we going in?
Oh,
So-
Brace for impact.
So. This time, you're not transported anywhere. The scene doesn't change. Nothing moves, nothing shifts. But what does shift is the person standing in front of you. Decimal flinches hard, and you can see his colors change. The red of his hair lightens to a more ginger orange. His black coat shortens and turns into something more princely and shifts from black to green. He gets smaller till he's about the same size as Hugh is. And Lynn, from your position standing by him, you can see the horror on his face. He goes, No, not again. And for the first time since you've all met him, he is not wearing gloves. You can see his hands, and they are littered with tiny scars, especially around the fingers. His hands, his wrists, have what look like red brands wrapped around them that glow.
Holy crap.
What the?
Alright. If Lynn can, she's going to stand in front of him. Just like, again, she is small, but she's just arms up, just going to try and shield him. It's like, Mr. Decimal, you're okay. Whatever this thing is showing us, you're here. Wherever you were, you're not there anymore.
But Decimal doesn't hear you. He
Heck.
just keeps murmuring under his breath, No. I threw him away. He doesn't exist. I threw him away. And then he just falls. He falls to his knees.
Okay, Craigory's shuffling over. He's still got Pip.
Yeah.
Like basically
Yeah,
in
he's
terms in the
joining
blanket.
him.
Mhm.
But like,
Yeah,
you know what? We're all banding together. It's
Yeah.
group support time.
exactly.
Where
So what if he
Where-
does?
Whatever the hell this is.
where Decimal feels a very small hand tap onto his head.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like, if Decimal accepts it, he was going to take his hand.
Gray does move closer with everyone else, but after this Decimal says I threw him away, he doesn't exist anymore. Gray's, like I said, his response is,
So what if he does? What if he does exist? What are you going to do about it? You can't abandon someone who was a part of you.
Kid, I
That's
don't
still
think that's...
you, but that doesn't make it bad.
And Rikishi starts laughing again.
Okay.
It flinches at the laughter, but they
You know what?
don't
You
move.
know what?
Gray is completely ignoring Rikishi right now.
Don't mind me.
Completely and
Oh,
entirely.
okay. We can see Rikishi?
Mm-hmm.
Can we see them? Alright. You remember that fumble earlier? Yeah. Lynn, I'm going to say Lynn has pockets, and she went into one pocket earlier for the blanket. She still kept the other thing in the other hand. She pulls out a cheese knife, and she hurls it.
Oh
Ah.
goodness.
Fantastic. Go, Lynn, go.
Just like the firebolt from earlier, the moment it leaves your hand, it fizzles into non-existence.
That wasn't her main aim. She's just here going, Mother Pecker! Leave them alone for peck's sake! Just look, if you're delighting in messing with people, alright? Look at me! Hey! Look at the little wolf monkey, eh? Come on!
But
Come on, leave them
Rikishi-
out of this.
Rikishi
Shut up!
is looking past you at Gray. And Rikishi just smiles and goes, It isn't as simple as that, my dear. You see,
Oh, come on, he's a kid.
when the
Leave
weave
them happy.
remakes you, the weave remakes you. The person you were doesn't exist anymore. It's especially true for him, because that was the deal he made. But then you find it fun, dear Raga. I can twist and mold your form all I like. I wonder what would happen if I let you go back there like this. How long would you survive? And Decimal's going to
Quick
do something
question.
very fucking stupid.
Oh dear. Also, what do I roll? Can I roll either history or religion to see whether he recognizes the weave?
Sure.
That's what's
sure.
mattered there.
Yeah.
Can I roll either of them or?
Roll whichever's higher.
Yeah, that is history. 23.
Okay!
So what does that get Hugh? This does make sense, actually, for him.
Now that you've had a moment to think about it, you vaguely recognize the name The Weave. And
Probably read it in a book.
yeah, you remember it in mention with fate. And you remember now, the weave itself doesn't do a whole lot, but there are 9 fates, all aligning to a sliding scale of morality. And it twigs in your head, right, the fate of ruin was one of them, the fate of chaos was another. What?
Yeah, Hugh. Funnily enough, considering we are dealing with deity shenanigans right now, Hugh actually isn't so freaked out at that. He's like, oh, okay, so we're dealing with deities now. Wonderful.
Just
So
another
he is
Tuesday, huh?
Do you want to roll me insight on Hugh, the rest of you?
Well, Decimal won't because he's a little bit panicked, but Rikishi definitely will. What's that again? Oh yeah, that's what that is.
What?
Okay.
I'm gonna say Lynn
Oh my
isn't actually looking. Lynn is not gonna pay any attention to Hugh. She is just keeping an eye on Rikishi because this mother picker is really messing with people, and there is nothing she can do about it.
Okay,
So that's a 12 from 12 from Craigory, a 20 from Pip, and a 35 from Rikishi.
that will be
16.
wonderful.
What?
Okay, well, first and foremost, so yeah, Craigory, you get the distinct feeling that Hugh has dealt with some deities before, with how he's dealing with this. Pip, you also get the feeling that maybe Hugh knows a deity, could even be considered close to them, and Rikishi, oh, who am I kidding? You got a 35. Rikishi's probably well acquainted with the goings on of deity shenanigans, yeah?
Not as much as you might expect.
Do you want to roll me history then?
Yeah, Rikishi can roll history. Where is history? There is history. Let's see, plus... Do I have a thing for this? I might have a thing for this. Hang on. I do have a thing for this. Okay. You did those 3, 4. Okay, so that is a 25.
Wonderful. Well then, with that, Rikishi, you remember hearing sometime about 2 angel upstarts. This happened, well, in relatively recently, you say, but only for deities. It happened a while ago in Einquell. How 2 angel upstarts decided to go down to the mortal realm and start up a city. It's called Yeast. And you recognize that this kid who you see in front of you is a direct descendant from one of the mortals the angels started the city with, and is in fact very familiar with one of those angels.
Holy peck.
You probably realize that, circumstances considering Hugh could be Hugh could be considered very close to Rena, the Radiant One,
Interesting.
and that's what you get.
Alrighty. So, Decimal did roll earlier, although I realize now I should have actually lessened that bonus, because it doesn't have proficiency anymore.
Dear.
He
I am so concerned
slides
for Decimal.
a card from his wrist with a very practiced movement. You can tell he's doing, whoever he was at this point, he clearly been working with cards for a long time, and he throws it at Rikishi, and air simply catches it again.
Oh, not again.
But you notice this time the card doesn't have the red glow that it did before. The horseman, truly. I'm not impressed that you know my card. I think it was fairly obvious.
Please. Please, just stop this, please.
Can you please just answer my question from earlier?
I already have, my darling. I'm the fate of ruin.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's your fault, isn't it?
What? You want to, what, ruin us? Is that what you want?
Hey, Vwild, hey.
Yeah.
Can you describe the memory you sent me?
Oh, which one? Because she has many.
The Biggie McLarge huge one.
Oh god.
This
Okay.
is an amazing way to put it, but I am
Mhm.
fear.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I am so much fear right now.
Everything goes dark. It's nighttime, and as you all blink, this is. You're not quite sure where this is. It's. There are crates nearby, and you're indoors. Is it a studio or no, not a studio. Some of you have seen studios. It's bigger, it's sparser, it's a warehouse. It's a warehouse, and there are crates that have been smashed open. There are lots of things around, open cages, and generally this place looks as though there's just been chaos through it. It's a Shady Deals warehouse. And there is a wide open door, and you will see a little golden monkey, smaller than Lynn, but the same hat, the same tailcoat, everything, and she is grinning, and she is looking around in wonder, and there are other people around her, and she's helping them. There are other people that have got very similar outfits to her, other toons, and they're rubbing their wrists or their head, and she's just ushering them to the door. And there are people on the ground, and they're criminals. You can tell straight off. They just look like straight up the tooniest criminals you can find, and she is just. She's got an axe in her hand, and she is running between people and just urging them towards the door, and she looks incredibly happy. And as she's ushering the last one out the door, they turn, and there is a very loud scream. And Lynn turns from the door, and then you see it. There is something coming tearing through the warehouse, and it is fast, and it is huge. You can't even really see what it is. It is ginormous, and you want to say wolf, but it doesn't look quite like a wolf. It's way too big and disproportionate, and it howls. And the little monkey, who's so close to the door, and there are still people there, she turns, and she's staring up at it, and she just throws out her arms. There is nothing else she can do. She just throws out her arms to shield the other people there. And kids, you might want to close your eyes, because whatever this is lunges at Lynn, and its jaw completely engulfs her left arm all the way down to her hip and shakes her like a rag doll. And you do see there is a scuffle, there is a very loud scream from Lynn, the Lynn that was tiny. And she does lash out with her axe, and there's more. The entire memory kind of just shakes for a moment as it goes incredibly fuzzy. And I think you guys might want to take a look at the current Lynn.
Yeah.
What's she looking like? Do you want us to roll perception?
Well, there is two things that you're going to notice. One that you're all going to notice no matter what, and one that you might want to roll perception is the same time that the little Lynn screamed. Lynn screamed. The Lynn that you know absolutely screamed in utter terror.
Oh,
We'll bring Lynn
got
over
two
for
nat
the
20s.
hug.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I think with the nat 20, Craigory, without thinking, like, reaches out and grabs Lynn's arm.
Which arm?
Yeah,
You know
Hugh
what?
is
I'm gonna
helping
say
to
left.
tug her over.
Left arm. Lynn freaks. I'm gonna roll some. Okay. Alright. That was actually not a good thing for it to roll. That was one of the things you didn't want her to roll high on. Then you grab her and she doesn't lash out at you, thankfully. But she is still looking at that thing, and there is just what all of you notice with the extremely high rolls is Lynn's fur has gone incredibly russet. And as this has gone on, it is frayed. And Lynn shifts.
The moment that she starts shifting, the gold thread around her wrist pulses. And she goes, none of that now. And you are forcibly thrown out of your shift, returned to your normal form.
Lynn is mute. Her jaw is just open. She's just gasping. She's not screaming anymore because that was robbed of her with the shift and everything. And she is russet and frayed and absolutely terrified. And yeah, she's pretty much lost to everyone now. She's just staring at the memory of where the memory was if it hasn't already vanished. And she is just, yeah. You've thrown her into a very bad situation. And she's just shut down.
So, with that, for the first time in this whole time, well, second really, it moves away from Craigory. They've let go of him. And they move to stand on Lynn's right side. And while they can't really hold her hand there, their left arm is gone. There. Well, yeah, I'm a little mixed up, but maybe. I don't know. I forget things. We're emotional. Shush.
We're all dying here. It's
Yeah,
okay.
whatever. Tip. They do wrap their tail around her hand. And they stare down this white and gold god with his horrible antlers, and they're still recovering from seeing their worst memory, from losing Skippy all over again. But they see Craigory still here. They see Hugh nearby with a necklace of seashells. They see Decimal, who has been changed, and something is different and wrong there, but he keeps fighting. And Gray, who they don't know much about this kid. He's the youngest out of all of them, but he still keeps trying to find out what this thing wants. And Lynn, who has gone silent, who has been trying to keep them all safe this whole time. And they stand next to her. And warehouses suck, huh? But
And Lynn does something she hasn't done in almost 5 years. She's crying.
they squeeze
Shock
her
blankets
hand.
going around her.
Yeah.
Pip left it. Craigory's repurposing it.
Mhm.
Can I say that like everyone is dragged over to hug the Lynn now?
Decimal will dodge your attempts to drag him in.
Lynn.
Okay,
Lynn
I'll
is
say that Hugh is holding Decimal's hand and is just hugging Lynn from the other side.
Oh. That's. In any other case, that would be good, but right now, Lynn is just. The tail is good, the tail's been enough. I mean, Lynn is very much, even in her state, you notice that she's actively keeping her claws as far away from your tail as possible, Pip, even as you curl your tail around her. And the shock blanket goes on, and there are people around her, and she just curls into a ball instead. She is tucking all of her sharpness very tightly in.
Give her space.
Yeah.
You know what?
Lynn loves hugs, but right now she doesn't feel safe to hug.
Miss Stagehand, ma'am, of course, I don't really know all of you very well. I just met you all today, but Miss Stagehand, you seem really you're kind and you're willing to do all sorts of things to help everyone, and I think that even with what happened, you're still the fact that you're here and you're still fighting, I think that shows how strong you are, and even though well, I just think that you don't have to tuck yourself in like that, because when I first got here, those two, and he points at Craigory and Pip, they were looking at you and they acted like they hated you, but now here, even still, they're trying to help you, and I think that shows just how much you deserve that.
Deserves to just completely be left alone. We're with you, okay?
There are two things. Who's the closest person to Lynn?
Probably Pip.
Probably
Yeah.
Pip.
Probably Pip. You do hear her mutter one thing before the big speech. She just went, "I want Jacques. I want to stay peace. I want to go home." And then, as you talk, there is a flicker of change on her, and yeah, you said those two hate her? They should. She's not a good person. She's not even an okay person, and she is fighting, but she has been fighting a 5-year battle that she's losing.
I didn't say they hated you. I just said they were giving you that look.
Lynn, there is a pulse of dark but calm blue, and the whirling storm of self-hatred and pain and years-long trauma quietens for a moment, so you can really take in the rest of Gray's speech. Gray, likewise, there is a pulse of this deep but calm blue, and you realize, oh, that's why I'm here.
Huh.
And Hugh roll Arcana or something.
The rest
As
of you
he-
don't see this.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Pip has still squeezed their tail around Lynn's hand. Even with that, they haven't let that go. And they carefully move to stand in front of her. And their color is still that dark black. That hasn't changed. But they're looking a little more determined again. A little bit.
Lynn's clutching the tail like a lifeline, and with her other hand it has gone back to her brooch.
Anyone who currently has the presence of mind to can roll perception.
Lynn certainly don't.
Cool.
Can you say that again? My computer decided to
It's
die in the
presence
middle.
of mind to roll perception, is what was said.
And that is an 18. Okay.
Is really not
It's gonna be real
seeing things
fucking
this
ironic if
game.
Gray doesn't get this.
Hold on.
For once, Pip does not see all.
No, they really haven't this game. They've been really thrown for a loop.
I mean, understandable considering everything that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You didn't pick up on my speaker, sorry. No, I couldn't hear that.
I heard it as well.
All right. I'll just say what Lane said to Pip again. I want Jacques. I want Asclepius. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Yeah, that definitely played into why they're determined again. Because sounded a whole pretty familiar to what happened after they freaked out.
Pip, by virtue of your positioning, you don't see this, but everyone else, bar Lynn, does. Gray's colors have changed again. The white has faded slightly to a more sedate, kind of off-white color. And where there was gold, there is now this deep, calm blue.
Huh.
You good there, kid?
I'm alright.
And in saying this, you bring it to Rikishi's attention. And again, the smile drops into this snarling glare.
Before, I just want to say that Gray's response to Gregory, like, he gives, like, a wholehearted smile as he does that. Like,
Gray is valid.
he's
I
being
love this kid so
reassuring.
much. And
Anyway, continue with your thing.
yeah, so Rikishi's smile drops and becomes this snarling glare. But this time, A doesn't direct it at you guys. It is instead directed upward, at some nebulous point. And A goes, No, these ones are mine. I've already put my set in. I'll not have you take them from me yet. Okay. Hey Morski, can you describe the memory that you sent me?
Cool. Well, you all come across a scene in, well, it's a cave. It's dark, it's damp, it's wet. Kind of cold. And there are a lot of explosions in this cave. You can hear fighting going on nearby. And you can see Hugh is kind of, he has pulled the Hugh of the past has pulled himself as close to the wall as he can. And you can feel his terror. There is a rather tall man in front of him. You cannot see him. It's too dark. He's rather tall, though. And you notice how the shadows seem unusually dark. There is light in the distance. And, well, these shadows almost seem pitch black, and they don't move like normal shadows. They look to be getting closer to Hugh. And you can hear Hugh pleading for this to stop. But it does not stop. and the shadows swallow up his leg for a moment. And yeah, so do you all want to roll me either insight or perception for Hugh?
Same damn roll either way.
Okay,
Nice
what
person
is
said
that
Lynn
for?
will have 14 and nothing else. That's a
Yes.
6 from Gray, that's a 20 from Lynn. That's an 8 from Pip, 25 from Decimal, and 14 from Craigory.
Okay, Gray, you do not hear or see anything. Okay, so Pip, you notice that Hugh is paralyzed, and so do the rest of you. And Craigory and Decimal, you notice that he's trembling, and his breathing has gone shallow.
Craigory's reaching out to just grab anything of Hugh he can, the shoulder, an arm, a hand, just touch grounds Craigory. He's returning the favor.
Mr. Craigory, give him the blanket. He's a kid. He's a kid. I'll be fine. Just blanket,
Sure.
blanket.
Okay.
Pressure.
You guys,
yeah.
Craigory, I just want to say, if you took Hugh's hand, it's gonna squeeze back.
you guys hear
All right, yeah.
a hissing inhale from Decimal, because Decimal has seen this before. And there's a muttered curse, and then he reaches out and puts a hand on Hugh's shoulder.
Hugh blinks, and he squeezes Craigory's hand a bit tighter, and he's crying. And as you continue to watch this memory, you see a lot of light appear suddenly. You still do not see who this man is, but Hugh has been freed from the shadows. And you see a rather striking lady with these massive shiny wings and what seems like a halo. And she goes off with whoever that man was. And this is where the memory starts to fade out.
Oof. Yeah, blankets around Hugh, and yeah, you know what? Craigory's hugging it around him. There's something with these people about, like, limbs, man.
He's clinging to you now. He's still trembling and he's back with you all, but he's clinging and he's crying silently.
Oh God.
I do want to say, because
You got a voice changer on.
Jazz,
Voice
your
changer.
Yeah.
voice changer. Oh God, Grace is the best person.
Suddenly, within this scape, little Joe, a 7-foot robot, man.
Yes.
Oh boy.
yeah,
I would love to
it's probably
see
for the best
Little
that
Joe
happened
jump.
because break time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
break
have been
time.
going for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's been heavy. Let's take a break.
Yeah,
Little
we're
Joe
doing
says self-care.
Dude, I need a break for that specific reason. But the thing I was going to say before Little Joe decided to rear his head was that because Gray's design or his outfit is a suit. He has a handkerchief that he offers to Hugh because he's
Aw.
crying.
My goodness, yeah, Hugh gives a wobbly smile at that and a quiet thank you as he takes it.
I don't even know. But yeah. So that's happening. Short break. Hey, I have food, so I'm gonna be muted. Make sure to hydrate or dihydrate.
I'll turn my light up. It's really dark.
Oh
Break
man.
time.
Okay, I'm almost scared to look in the gallery because I feel like it's gonna be like a fucking 1,000 messages.
Mhm.
I was
I'm
close.
the
I was
same,
close.
honestly.
And I saw everyone spamming my name in the gallery, and I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Oh, by the way,
I guess I can
Wild.
see the gallery now. What's here?
I'm not checking the gallery till after the game. Wild.
Fair.
The coat was dropped when Decimal was forcibly changed, by the way. So that is just kind of on
She's
the
not
floor.
picked it
covered in
back
blood.
up.
Yeah, no, it's still covered in his blood. So maybe get that dry clean first.
Fair.
This is the
God,
first
man,
time
Fine,
I've
we
had
have prestidigitation.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
We
know.
have
Chili.
multiple press this
Between three
blah.
people, we can clean some blood out of a coat.
Yeah.
the first time
I
Lily
mean,
hasn't
if
had her
you
coat
ask him,
near
Decimal
her.
can get blood out of garments. Don't think about the implications behind that.
Cool.
Lynn can get blood
I'm
out of
also
garments as
ju-
well. She's been injured a lot.
Oh,
Seriously,
dear.
you've met this too.
Alright.
She never went to a hospital, guys.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but that her way involves work. We can just snap our fingers.
Yeah, we have
Heckin'
magic.
magical bullshit, of
balls.
course.
Scream like that. I need to
Yeah. Oh man, I hope I pulled that off well.
You did, you
This
did.
is
Boy. So now you know why I torment Kraken with that with the two little mice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we sure pecking do. Also,
Noodle and I
somehow
just be
get this-
grinning because the things we've shared with each other are coming to light. And we're like, ha ha.
Yeah.
This is the first time,
I'm so
well,
again.
besides the nightmare, I'm delighted I was able to talk about the things some more. Because, yeah, that's not a proper wolf, guys.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be
Hi,
right back.
Lynn. Peck you. Not Lynn, but Liz. Peck
Hi,
you.
Liz.
That's fantastic. But peck.
Mhm.
Lynn is definitely thinking of her family right now. I mean, she's
Yeah.
not going to go back to her family right now, even though she really wants them, because, hello, lots of danger. Alright,
Mhm.
Pack.
Yeah, no, I think
If Ray learns
after
1
the-
degree more of information about Lynn, he is going to just drag Lynn to them, by the way.
I
Oh, yeah,
Lynn,
no,
Lynn
I-
might
that
have a reason to return after the end of this.
Oh man, Oh man, just all of this.
In fact, I've just realised there is only one way that Lynn is going to be able to pull herself together to be able to just, like, actually function for the next however long we are. Yeah, as soon as we get off break, Lynn's going to go for hammer space.
Yeah. Pip has not let go of her, by the way. They are just.
Yeah.
I can't believe I always get things messed up. I'm like, what do I draw? They do have their left arm. I'm a fool.
It happens.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
valid.
Every
Also,
time
Either way.
every time I think about
can I-
Decimal's design, I have to remember which side his hair flicks up to.
Hmm.
also, I
Valid.
have got to say,
I'm-
Pip, for
Yeah.
Pip, it was the best that you actually went with a tail. If you tried to reach out with your hand, she would have reacted negatively, because she doesn't want to be particularly touched. She wants to be held, but she doesn't want to be touched, and so that's the best that you could have done.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
a thought. So, RJ, I guess Decimal and Hugh are gonna have something to talk about, huh?
And back.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I'm loving the mental image right now of just how this little group is all packed up and huddled close together behind.
Penguin huddle.
Everybody. And
Yeah.
Pip moved to the front, even though their tail is still holding on to
Also,
Lynn's hand. Yeah.
yes, Decimal will be forcibly adopted into the Trouble Trio. He will be the terrible older influence. No, RJ, Decimal does not have a say in this. I hope you know that.
Decimal has no choice in getting in the friendship category, and that's a promise and a threat.
Guess what? All
Exactly.
you guys are now past the network. Guess what? You've all experienced trauma. she doesn't even particularly like Decimal, but she is taking a different stance on that now, and it's just like, yeah, that's a kid, he needs help. Okay, she is going to slip him a business card at some stage. Network knows how to deal with him if he's an asshole, but yeah, too late.
So, two things. First and
Mhm.
foremost,
Mhm.
Decimal will be destroying that card as soon as he gets it. And second, he all hates you. He hates all of you. If I can speak English good.
That's fine.
You know what? Valid.
It's not even your fault. It's just you were present when this happened. So
Yep. You know what? Perfectly valid.
I mean, fair, but he's still gonna befriend him anyway. He doesn't have has a choice in the matter. So
Liz, you can't take my monkey. You cannot take this little abomination. She's on the run. She's solving cases. She's finding the thing. She's gonna find the thing. She's gonna sort that out. It's the only thing she can really think of. She's gonna do it. She's trying to protect her family from herself. It's gonna be fine. She's only been away for a week and a bit. She hasn't been sleeping. It's fine. She's got coffee.
I'm
So
also
sorry,
loving
if
the
I'm a-
parallels.
Oh yeah.
Just like with the adults, I've already like, yeah, woo, there's parallels between the siblings. This is a thing. And then I'm like, oh yeah, the worst things to happen to Lynn and Pip, aside from the fact that they're both like, you know, we have to protect people because we've failed in the past, so we can't let that happen again. Their worst things, their worst memories both happened in warehouses. Parallels.
Lynn
They
is going to
hate-
remember this. Lynn doesn't see Pip as a threat anymore. She sees them as just another person. And
By
right
the way,
now,
I'm
kind of a comfort.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Craigory's-
say.
Mhm.
Oh, so I'm just gonna say, like, Craigory, Pip, you firmly fall into the category of people Hugh trusts. Now you're in there with March and Sammy. Just
Aw.
FYI. He
Craigory's been a
explicitly
bit of a
trusts
dummy.
you now.
He thought like Lynn's wolf shift was like a thing she always had and could like choose and naturally do whatever.
Craigory has clearly never been to Halloween Town.
No,
They don't look like that.
clearly not.
They don't look like that.
He has not been to Halloween Town. Yeah, his perspective is shifting.
When Lynn shifts, it's very much her losing her control. And yes, that is actually a very valid thing, seeing as the parallels between Craigory and Lynn is it's her losing control that means that she shifts.
Further parallels and
That
foils.
terrifies me, just FYI.
Further parallels and foils. Lynn didn't choose to become what she did. Decimal did.
God, if Lynn's probably going to be learning self-care after this, but yeah, you guys are all getting files opened up on you.
I'm genuinely surprised Decimal doesn't already have one.
Oh yeah, he actually has a file already.
Craigory's is like a small door stopper.
Yes, and also Lynn is.
If you want
Lynn is going to be looking into Craigory and Pip's files again, but it's not going to be as enemies. It's going to be as okay. How the heck can I help these people? Because this stuff is. Just like
Lynn is going to realize that that murder charge on Pip's file, not murder.
Yeah, she's going to try and help with that if she can in any way.
Lynn is going to be very frustrated if she looks into Decimal's history. Because she won't find anything. I can tell you
Guess
that.
what? That's why she's got a mild caffeine addiction. She has spent several nights trying to find anything on this guy, and she's got jack shit.
Mild caffeine addiction. Are you sure about that wording? Would you like to choose again?
Mild.
I cannot wait until we're off break because I am going to have her crack open one of her canteens.
By the way.
Anyway, I finished my chicken nuggets, so we're good on that front.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, also, I'm just gonna say, Lynn. So yeah, if you want to, you can. Since you have seen this, You have specifically seen a certain someone in Hugh's memory. If you want to, you can try rolling religion or history to see if you can find out who that is.
Hey, Staria. Staria. Anyway,
Okay,
I wanted to
right.
get
We're getting
one of
back
those
in. We're getting back into the seriousness now. Okay,
I
break.
I wanted to get one
I'm
last
running away. Thank you
The
all.
final
You're
give.
amazing.
Okay, so that's a 10.
Yeah, that's a 10 for the Hugh thing. And now I'm gonna, yeah, because Lynn is good. Alright. As all of this has gone on, she's still keeping one hand with Pip. Her other hand goes into her ham space and it pulls out a canteen. And it's an incredibly practiced motion as she just flips the cap off of it and takes a very, very heavy swig.
Before she can flip the cap off of it and take a swig, Decimal's hand just casually reaches out and swipes it from her.
Mother Pecker.
And you see the movement of he goes to open his coat to shove it in, doesn't grab his coat, looks down and goes, "Oh, right." And just keeps hold of it.
Mr. Decimal.
What is that drink? There?
Poison.
Please give me my drink. It is coffee. Just please give me my drink.
He's just gonna crack open the lid and let everyone smell this.
Poison?
Oh, God, yeah. Guys, Decimal, looking in, that is almost thick as tar coffee.
That's sludge.
And you don't know how many shots are in it. Lynn has actually lost count at this point, and she is just there. She's not even looking at you. There is just exhaustion on her face. She was just, please, give
Can
it
we
to
say
me.
it's a smell comparable to like the shit Craigory was cooking up in his memory?
Yeah,
Just like,
I think that's fair.
And
What?
sure, you smell that and you go, "Oh God."
Why are you drinking this?
Man, I'm gonna say though, still
helps.
at this point, Hugh is just.
What do you mean it
Hugh
helps?
has his face
That makes no
buried in Craigory's shirt, okay?
Oh.
Okay. You want to do this? Fine. I have. Okay. She pulls out another canteen.
Plus 10 and a D4. That one is also yoinked from your hands.
Mother Pecker, please. Just for peck's sake, you know what? I have a third one. You better not take it from me, okay?
It wasn't. Oh shit! I actually added the wrong modifier on that by instinct. That should actually have been. Oh Christ! That should actually have been. Oh, just a plus 11. So that was actually a 28, not a 27. Not a 27.
Yeah.
And this time, the second time, it was Rikishi that took it. And Rikishi is looking at this with a rage, seething fire, and they simply throw it into the air, and it is torn apart by the strings.
What? Jeez.
Alright. Guess what? Lynn's been pushed to the brink. She just full on snarls at them. It's just like, seriously. You put us through all of this. Fine. Just for heck's sake, there is 2 things I can control in this world. One of them is my cases. The other thing is my coffee. Give me the pecking coffee.
That's coffee?
Yes, it is. Now, Mr. Decimal, give.
But he can't. And
Can
as you look over, you
just
see
say-
he is tied up in these strings.
What? Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Dang. Yeah, I want to say Hugh tried to roll persuasion at Lynn, but he's still not doing the best. So, Lynn, you probably don't even realize Hugh was trying to pipe up.
Yeah, Lynn's now focused on Decimal, just like, Rikishi, let him go.
No, I don't think I will. I thought his sleight of hand was something that the weave gave him, but apparently not. I think it's safer for everyone this way, don't you?
No. Put him
I
down.
disagree.
I don't
Let him-
really.
Let him go. Let him go, please. Please, just please. Please let him go. You can do whatever you want to me. Just let him go. It was my fault. It was my fault. Just let him go.
Hey guys, roll
It
insight.
wasn't your fault, though.
Hey guys, roll insight.
Oh boy.
Oh
That
boy.
is an 8. God damn it. In fact, you know what? I'm going to use a luck point. I'm going to use a luck point. That is a dirty 20.
Man, I guess it makes sense for Hugh because he is still not doing well, but
Yeah. No. No.
No.
No.
Yikes.
Pip
Okay,
is
so with the luck
Pip is
point,
freaked out.
with the luck point, Lynn is the only one to notice this. Decimal's not here right now. This is a clear dissociation.
Oh,
Who
Oh,
knows about
no.
those? Just Pip, do whatever it takes. Just help him, okay? I'll deal with Rikishi. I'll keep them on me, all right? And Lynn,
You're kind of muttery in your mic. We can't really.
oh, sorry. And she just went, Pip, do whatever it takes. Just help Mr. Decimal. I will deal with Rikishi. I will do what it takes. Just forget about
What do
me.
you mean
Focus
you'll
on
deal
him.
with Rikishi? We're all here.
Just, kid, shut up. Stop making
I'm
yourself
not
a
gonna
target.
shut up.
Kid. All right, Lynn has actually stood up from where she was before, and her hat has been askew this entire time, and she does just step forward and she adjusts it and she goes, okay. Listen, you like messing with people, all right? You like playing games, you like doing things to people. Well, as I said before, I am offering again. Seriously. I mean, you've seen me. I am a wreck. You clearly don't like my coffee. In fact, you know what?
Shut up, you stupid monkey.
Kid, shut up. I am trying to save your life. And she pulls out her third
You don't need to
canteen.
save my life.
She pulls out her third canteen and gives it a shake, just like, come on. Seriously? I mean, look at him and look at me. What more can you get? I mean, I am very mockable. I am very kickable. I mean, seriously, just come on. Come
Lynn,
on.
stop it.
Rikishi isn't listening
Stop.
to a word you are saying.
Lynn,
Their
Mother
eyes
pecker.
are their
Stop.
eyes are fixed on Grey, and as most of you look over, Grey, the areas of your design where they've turned blue are glowing. And Lynn, you have seen before Decimal using his magic. It is a very similar effect.
What is going on here?
I'm
Can
trying to
we
figure out
please
if Ray
explain
noticed or if
this?
he's still trying to get Lynn to stop talking down to herself and he just doesn't notice.
That's very fair.
All right.
But it's
He's focused on getting Lynn to stop treating herself like a piece of shit, basically.
entirely
Yeah.
valid.
He's very
Yes,
focused
same.
Lynn is looking between the two. Yeah, she's going to throw her canteen. She's going to uncork it and throw it at Rikishi. It's just like, yep, that guy's looking at they are looking at a kid.
phases
Nope.
through air. It phases through them. Almost like
Man.
they're not there.
What was that
Okay.
for?
Their tail yanks
We've
on Lynn's
established
hand.
Throwing things doesn't work. You yourself have already tried it. That was just stupid.
I am full of stupid ideas, kiddo. I am a walking stupid idea.
That doesn't. Well, why do you talk about yourself that way?
It's sometimes better to have someone to blame, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You don't. You don't have to blame yourself.
Sometimes there's no one else to blame.
Just
That
then don't blame
doesn't
it all.
make it.
Sometimes
That
things
doesn't
just
make
happen.
it better, though.
Sometimes things just happen and they're out of your control, and that's fine.
No,
Keeping the voice quiet.
you don't get it. Sometimes when these things happen and you want to have a reason. Even if it was chance, it was a wrong crate, it was... You want to have a reason for why everything went wrong. And sometimes, if it's you, then, well...
Then what?
Then
Then you
you can
move
make
on.
sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. so nobody else has to feel the way you do.
Lynn is looking at
But
you.
blaming yourself just it works against that idea.
Does
By
it?
blaming yourself,
can
you're
I ju-
only causing more issues.
Yeah, man, can I say too, this Hugh's like going to quietly pipe up.
Mm-hmm.
Just that doesn't make it right though.
Maybe not.
If you can't find a reason for something to happen, then whatever, you go on with your life, and sometimes, and it sucks and it hurts. It hurts a lot. Sometimes you just did nothing wrong and it happened anyway. But that shouldn't define you. It shouldn't be the only thing you are.
And what
It
if you
shouldn't be
did
the
do
only thing
something
you
wrong?
feel.
And what if you did do something wrong? What if your entire
What?
job? What if your
What are
entire
you gonna do
job?
about it?
Your entire job is based around protecting people and keeping them safe and finding the things when they go wrong, and you don't. You lose control, and suddenly people are getting hurt, and you hurt people, or worse, they get hurt in front of you. I mean, I have seen people peck and almost die in front of me, and I should have seen it coming, and I
Looks
didn't.
pointedly to Hugh at that, and then swiftly looks away again.
Then you
Mhm.
forgive yourself and you move forward. That voice seems to come
Yeah.
from nowhere.
Yeah, and like Hugh doesn't blame anyone for what happened to him before. And
Lynn's not just thinking
he's
of him.
going to I'm gonna say yeah, Hugh says, yeah.
And you forgive yourself and move forward.
Like he doesn't, like he understands the disembodied voice. He just repeated it.
Speaking of that disembodied voice, where the hell did it come from? That's a perception from Craigory.
You glance around, because it doesn't seem to have a specific focus point. And you can't spot anything, so you look back at Grey, and then you notice there's a faint shadow behind him. In that same deep, calm blue. That
Oh, great.
where Decimal exudes chaos and Rikishi exudes ruin, this one exudes peace. And you don't know how you can tell, but it seems to be glaring at Rikishi. And you realize, oh, Rikishi isn't looking at Grey, Rikishi is looking at this thing, and is glaring right back.
Can Hugh
Great.
roll perception to realize this?
Absolutely. Anyone who is currently, like, in the moment can do this. So everyone with Decimal, basically. The Decimal is still
Oh,
associating.
goodness.
There we go.
Shit, we're gonna have to help that guy in a minute. I'm gonna also do it for Lynn, because
Great.
Lynn is
Still
staring
looking
at
at Lynn,
Grey.
and also it's his shadow, so he probably can't turn his head 180 like an owl.
Alright, 13. I would like-
You don't need to roll, Grey. You know it's there because you can feel a hand on your shoulder trying to help you.
He doesn't look. He just.
Yeah.
He,
The good news is you're all high enough to notice all that. So yeah.
he just accepts it.
He's going to ask, excuse me, but who are you? He's still clinging to Craigory at this point, by the way.
Is nervous and their tail is swishing, occasionally forming into the familiar cherry bomb shape, but not quite sparking as they look between the shadow that's behind Grey and towards Rikishi.
I am peace. And you have held these people for long enough, right? There's a... It sounds almost like shattering glass. And you guys look over and the strings that were wrapped around Decimal have shattered. And behind him, there is another shadow. This one is a vibrant purple. And as you look, his colors shift. Green darkens to black and he gets taller. Orange fades to red, and he is whole again. And he is fucking pissed.
Hey!
Valid.
Understandable.
Can I also just say Hugh pats Decimal on back on the arm is like hey, welcome back.
This is
Just
so
kind of-
outside Craigory's pay grade. He doesn't understand what's going on at all.
That's very valid.
This is
Valid.
peckin' magical bullshit. This is just all peckin' magical bullshit. Some
He
of us
doesn't
don't
deal
get it
with
at all.
deities. He deals with stuff he can do
Hilariously
with his own
enough.
2 hands.
This is like for Hugh. This is like Hugh's pay grade exactly.
Yeah, actually it is. Hugh actually has. It's like for all that he hasn't seen in the world, he has actually seen some pretty wacky stuff.
Hey Hugh, you remember that 23-year-old for religion earlier?
Yeah.
You suddenly remember something else. 2 of the other fates. Peace was this blue. And that purple is death.
Oh.
But you remember that death is not one of the ones aligned with evil on this sliding scale in morality. It is the most neutral of the fates.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, Hugh is going to blink, and he is curious, but he gets the feeling this is something that he should leave to the powerful people.
Yeah. This is so far above Pip's pay grade. They have been through a heck of a lot today, but okay, they've established. All right, so that's Peace. Peace seems to be associated with Gray. Gray's been good. There's something by Decimal. They're iffy about that guy, but he's had a rough day too. Rikishi is still here. They are still standing between the majority of the party, right next to Lynn, and between them all and Rikishi.
I think
is
it's
so-
time you let us go.
I
Agreed.
agree. And the shadow grows, and there's a flash of that blue. And you are returned once more to that square in Toontown. Everything is still frozen. Everything is still desaturated, but there is a faint touch of blue around everything as you look. There is no distinct feature on the shadow's face, but you can tell that they are looking at all of you and they look sorrowful. They are upset that this has happened. And they bow.
Okay, thank you, but also what the heck?
Gray,
Hugh-
before Gray bows in response to Peace.
I guess he's still being hugged, but he smiles up at Peace and thanks for getting us out of there.
Thank you.
Lynn takes off her hat, and there is just a very tired wolf monkey, and she does also go, "Thank you. Just thank you."
There is a slight sigh. Ruin has overstepped air bounds. I'm truly sorry that you were all swept up in the aftermath. I cannot return you just yet. You will need to talk. You have seen things of each other that I dare say most of you would rather keep secret.
Its ears droop.
Mandated therapy. All right.
So do we all sit in a circle and say, "Hi, my name is, I had a terrible time And
Lynn's laughing.
That does actually draw a chuckle from both the Shadow and Decimal.
Lynn actually sits down. It's just like she's exhausted and she hasn't even had her coffee in a while. She just sits.
Yeah, that's fair.
Craigory will follow suit, possibly with some difficulty, because as Hugh's still like
Like Hugh goes down with him, but like after all that happened, Hugh really doesn't want to be alone right now.
You know what? Neither does Craigory. Alone is the last thing he's ever wanted, so yep.
You just
What's your
have these
passive
two
perception?
sitting down here and hugging.
What's Lynn's passive perception?
Lynn, 13.
Okay, so Lynn doesn't notice this.
Yeah, well, no. You don't notice how it got there, but there's a mug of not sludge, but there's coffee in your lap.
Oh, that entire thing is just half of it is gone in a moment. And she does calm. Her very extremely frayed fur does knit back slightly. Just slightly. I mean, her sketching is messed up, guys. That is not normal. That is not normal sketching, but she does just ever so slightly calm down. And she does lean towards you a little, Pip. She doesn't know that it was you, but she is just seeking a little bit of comfort now.
Yeah. Pip is sat down beside her. Their tail has rewound around her hand again. Just there.
Thank you.
I
Thank
get
you.
it.
So what? Round the circle? How does this work? How do we get out of here? How do we go home?
To start with their fun therapy time.
Who doesn't love
I mean-
therapy?
Like, I guess if we need to explain what happens, if you want, I can start.
You sure?
Kiddo.
Only if you want to, kiddo. I mean,
It's okay.
Okay. Hugh,
And
you don't have to say more than you want to. All right?
yeah, thank you. And so Hugh settles down. Just a little bit more, and well, what happened there was I don't really know why the shadows went like that, but about 6 months ago, there was an incident back in Yeast, and it started with me getting kidnapped.
What?
Kid.
What? Kiddo.
Who?
It was by a man called Valis, but he and a couple others were just kind of mercenaries hired to get some work done. I don't know who exactly it was that kidnapped me, but I guess it's not so important. I was kidnapped. I was guarded for a little while.
Craigory's taking notes. Whatever you have, he's taking mental notes.
Lynn is taking physical notes. Lynn has pulled out her trusty notebook, which is very tattered, and she's also taking notes.
Okay.
This is another case file for the wall. Okay.
Haha, yeah. And, well, as it turns out, one of those mercenaries didn't know what they were getting into, because as it turns out, I befriended them. And they're the reason why I wasn't actually swallowed, but, well, they're one of the reasons, because they managed to let me free beforehand. As soon as they found out what was actually going down. And, well, there's and here Hugh goes quiet. And he kind of shrinks into himself.
You don't gotta keep going if you don't want to.
It wouldn't really make sense if I didn't tell you who was responsible for everything, would it? So, as it turns out, my father really isn't a good person.
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
do you want us to go beat him up?
Lynn is
We
actually
got
nodding
several
along.
big sticks.
You
I
kind
can.
of startles up at this, and
We'll pick him up for you, kiddo.
you startled a laugh out of him for this. I mean, yeah, sure, if you could. That's a bit hard right now, admittedly.
Pip has pulled out from Wizard Crimes their bat that is still covered
Yes.
with glitter and
Yes.
arcane symbols. And they just
Well,
like
yeah.
have it like pat.
Where there is a will,
my
there is a
goodness.
way, and we really want to beat up a picnic. So,
Uh-huh.
we'll help, kid.
Hugh's teary again, but like not in a sad way. He's now smiling at this.
Oh, bless.
There is a mild chuckle from the shadow, who goes, "Well, that I do think it's important to get things off your chest. That's not quite what I meant."
Oh.
Percussive therapy.
Slowly put the bat back
Yeah.
under the bandana into Hammer's face.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah,
get closure.
And yeah, Hugh nods at that, and well, yeah, he caused the trouble there, and I managed to escape out, and as it turns out, a fair few people had taken issue with what was going on, because well, it looks like my older brother decided to come back for me, and so did Rena. Like, does anyone want to roll religion on this?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Yep, Lynn is still on her disadvantage, but by God, she's gonna try, guys.
Pip is listening, but they have not.
That's a 22.
They have no idea
decimal,
about religion.
and
They know
20
nothing.
plus 6.
That's valid.
Cool.
That
20,
is
20,
an
22
11.
from decimal.
Ooh, dirty
Cool,
20 from
wait.
Gray.
30 20 from Gray. 17
11 from
from
Lynn.
the shadow.
Okay, then I guess.
11.
Okay, Lynn, you do not pick it up. Unfortunately, you need more than 15 for this. But
That's valid.
hey, Rena is one of the patron deities of Ys. And I guess for those of you who rolled high enough, you realize that that winged lady that saved you, that's her. So,
I muttered and it picked up on my mic.
no problem. And Hugh then continues, well, I guess a few things happened. There was a battle, and Valis, I managed to not get swallowed up, but Valis was swallowed up, and there was a big battle in Ys. Kind of why there was a bit of destruction there. Well, more than a bit. But he was defeated. And Rena and Faye went to face off with my father. Except they didn't come back because, well, all three of them are petrified, really. Something went wrong, I guess, so,
Oh, kid.
you know, kind of part of the reason why I came to Toontown was to learn how to break curses. So I'm trying to find a way to break Rena and Faye out of their stone prison. So yeah.
Nat 1 for something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You said breaking curses. There's no disguising the way Lynn's eyes just full on latched onto that.
A noble cause.
Craigory's
Yeah.
just remembering library hunt in a different light now. She's like, huh, context.
Hey, Lynn.
Mhm.
You do remember that way back when you talked to Jacques about this, Jacques mentioned that Asclepius can remove curses.
That is exactly what Lynn is thinking about right now. And she's thinking about a book that she left at an island table when she decided that she needed to sort some things. She's thinking of a lot of things right now.
Okay. I guess somebody's gotta go next.
We could do rock, paper, scissors.
You're mumbling again.
We could do rock, paper, scissors.
The point of this discussion is not to exacerbate the knowledge of others' traumas. It was instead to figure out how to move forward. You all attracted Rikishi's attention because you all in some way have caused or experienced ruin. The same way that Gray, who was trying to spread peace in that whole debacle, caught my attention.
He gives
You know-
like a slight smile, like he's kind of proud.
So,
Smile back at Gray.
He's
And oh, yeah,
Hugh?
just Hugh, like,
Sorry, you go first.
Yeah, just Hugh rubs the back of his head and says, "Yeah, there's admittedly, there's not more to it. It's well, it happened and it hurt, but well, life's moving forward, and things are much better now than they were back then. I've met people who I can call friends and maybe even family, so it'll be okay."
That is very good.
Gray gives a soft smile at that entire little bit you just said, by the way.
The shadow is now pointedly looking at Lynn and Craigory and Pip.
Haha. You know, Peace said something about how they had all attracted Rikishi's attention. Yeah, Craigory's thinking about that. He got called out for physical ruin. It's not just his own person, he's, caused property damage too, let's say. He's thinking about some things.
Jello.
Yeah.
Hello, more like hello.
It's like, hello, hello, and the Jello crashes down. Hello from the other side.
Oh God!
Kool-Aid Man bursting through.
Here it comes.
But
So,
on that note, he just kind of goes, "Yeah, no, let's not bother with rock paper scissors. I'll just go.
all right.
Get out of the way."
Only as much as you're willing to say, though. All right. I mean, I know I haven't been the best person to you about information, but only as much as you want to say. Nothing. You don't have to spill everything or anything. It's okay.
I mean, I don't know. I picked up. Stupid mistake and lost the hand, almost lost the arm. Could have just died out there. That's no, it's not quite. He looks at you and like all the far-reaching bullshit that was going on there. She's like,
Hugh grabs the back of his head like, yeah. So my family's a bit messed up, it happens.
Oh God.
That's why there's found family.
yeah.
Found family
Yeah.
is the best.
Family hasn't done me so good, but I don't know, it was something I was told not to do and did it anyway. It wasn't the first thing I did. Context, I guess.
Gonna be more careful from now on, right?
He opens
You
his
don't
mouth
have
to say yeah, remembers the jello, and then closes it.
From here on, you're gonna be more careful, right? I will bring out the
And
bonking
Craigory?
stick if I have to.
The bonking stick.
Craigory, please, like, and if you get into trouble, just call us. I mean, you got Pip, but you got me too, okay?
You know now the price of recklessness.
Yeah. And I do, but I also think I had to learn it. You know, I wasn't gonna learn it, haven't learned it until it came to bite me, and now it has multiple times. I didn't start out in the woods. I grew up there a bit, but I learned. I came to Toontown and I was learning from other wizards, but oh, you find cool descriptions of an ink remover potion, you want to try it and you get told no. So when you do get the chance, you do it just to see if you can.
Oh, holy pick.
If you're gonna do stupid stuff, don't do it alone. Not
Please.
I
like
wasn't
that.
going to be able to do stupid stuff if I wasn't alone. That was the point.
Craigory.
Frickin' heck, mate.
Point is, from now on, even if you're gonna do reckless adventure stupid stuff like that,
It's okay.
you gotta have somebody with you, so if something does go wrong like that, you're not alone. Okay?
Yeah, fine. And throat most is like Craigory's tends to fiddle with like his hands and sleeves a lot, but like yeah, he's definitely got a hand. On the glove.
You don't have to change overnight. You just have to make sure there's someone to catch you if you fall.
Yeah.
Said it
Please
before,
don't
and
let
I
me
said
fall.
it, and I'll
only
say
have
it
one hand.
again.
Because sometimes you just
And
trip
I
fall
got
and things
two.
happen.
If
You got
people,
multiple hands to catch you now.
as long as you guys stick around, then I guess yeah, I just can't count on it. So in the meantime, great.
You're stupid. You're part of the crew. You can't get rid of me now.
Exactly. We're
I mean, you
friends
say
now.
that.
No take backsies. Like, Hugh is giving you a look. He probably learned this from his cat. It's the smug look of superiority of, no, you are not losing us now. It's too late.
Us? Do you mean me as well?
Yeah, sure.
No one is
if you want to
obligated.
be.
Yeah, no one's obligated to stick around. No one, you know.
Oh
Free
no,
will, I guess.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't overstepping boundaries. I'll be your friend too.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
So,
and
Okay,
you
Craigory,
have
little.
how
humor
does it
too.
feel? You have a sibling and you have 2 more kids. How does it feel?
I say
Okay,
this.
the word friend was used, not kid. Let's not let's not rush headlong into things.
It's too late. It's too late, Mr. Craigory. You've been adopted. There's no stopping it. Trust
He
me,
just
there's
said
no stopping it.
He just said no.
Well, it's not. No, just you barely know me. Well, okay, I mean, like you saw, like one of the worst things that ever happened to
Oh,
me. But like,
that's why I was asking.
Hugh pipes up. I've known you for a little bit longer.
yeah,
I'd like to think we're friends now. If
we are
you're
friends.
okay
And
with it.
you know what, Gray? I
Yeah?
don't even think I introduced myself. He holds out his hand. Hi,
Uh,
I'm Craigory.
I actually, it's funny because I remember this specifically was he did. I think Gray caught his name, but which
I'm sure he'd picked it up, but I don't think Craigory specifically introduced himself.
hello, and he shakes his hand. I caught your name earlier, Mr. Danthew, sir.
Oh, sir, that's fancy. But yeah, friends. Shakes it.
Friends.
I say this now for the benefit of all of you. Living in fear of what might happen is not living. Throwing
Nope.
yourself at every conceivable threat, at every potential issue, is not living. You need to let others help you. You need to let others in.
Ears are drooping a little.
What they said.
That was an 11 plus 8 for something.
19. Yeah, these guys have been saying stuff that's been hitting close to home, and that last bit from Peace, yeah, especially how it was throwing into threats, that's definitely struck a chord. And Lynn does she keeps it relatively under wraps. She has one of her clawed hands on her tail, just stopping it from moving. And her other hand, which has got the tail wrapped around it, is just firmly around the mug. There is very little emotion, but inside she's thinking of a lot of things, and she's thinking of home. She misses home.
And as if reading your thoughts, they aren't, but fittingly, Peace continues and says, home is the place where you can always go, where you can trust that people catch you when you fall. You will have somewhere. It might not be a place, it might be people. But you will have somewhere. Perhaps you haven't found it yet. Perhaps you already have, but you're denying it. But go there now. Go to the people you love the most. They will be glad for you.
But what if you're... Hey, Craigory, I don't want to interrupt your story, but
Do you need to go?
I think I might.
Yeah, I think I'm done. Go for it.
Okay. Well, where to pick and start? You know what? I'm gonna take a leaf out of a book and I'm gonna go, hi. My name is Detective Little Lynn Stagehand.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
That does actually get a chuckle from the shadow.
Oh, Lynn is actually, it sounds almost a painful laugh, but it is a real laugh, and there is an exhausted smile, and she goes, alright, and, the best place to begin? Let's go with trauma number 1. You all saw it. About 5 years ago, that situation happened. I was 17 years old. It was my biggest and best case yet. I got everyone out. It was a mass kidnapping. I did really well on that case. I mean, it made the newspapers. I was proud of that. What no one tells you in the newspapers is well, the thing that bit me happened. And well, you saw what it did, but I managed to get myself home afterwards, and 3 days later, I looked like, well, and she does glance down at herself a bit, and she goes, I looked a bit more like this. I took on a very wolfish design, and one of you knows what in fact, 2 of you know what I look like when I shift into a peck and freak of nature.
I'd rather
But-
think there'd be a town that would object to that description.
Seeing,
What do you freak? That doesn't. Don't talk about yourself like that.
and
Doesn't matter
Lynn
how
does,
bad it looks. It's not something you should think of yourself as.
Lynn does look at peace when they
Then you
defend.
It's like
And-
you're better than you think you are, Lynn.
That's debatable, kid, and I say I'm a freak of nature.
Debatable.
Lycans aren't.
I'll debate 4. You're great.
Okay, you're gonna change your mind on that one soon, kiddo. Alright.
No, I don't think I will.
Oh, yes, you will. And well, I've had this condition for 5 years. In the first year, I almost ran myself into ruin trying to find a cure. I admit my sources weren't the best. I actually probably did myself a lot of damage with the things I mixed and some of the things I used. I mean, turns out wolf's bane, that doesn't actually bane the wolf, it just makes you very, very sick. But we live and we learn. And I tried a lot of things, but I also did my best to carry on living. I carried on with my career. I've become an incredibly respected detective. I've got a lot of cases under my belt. Unfortunately, while I've been able to solve and control one part of my life, the other part has kind of gone down the drain, and my condition has worsened a lot. And I'm honestly both horrified and pleasantly surprised that I didn't shift in there, because it's been getting bigger, the other form, and harder to control. And well, the first time I met a child that I want to call my own, I severely injured them. And the last time I saw any of you, and she looks at Hugh, and then she looks at Craigory and Pip, and she goes, I lost control and almost killed a man.
Craigory's looking a little pale.
I think
Exactly.
he's going to blink, because honestly, at that point, I don't think he really saw Lynn in transform, because he was really dazed after just having woken up.
And then
it-
looking at you guys.
don't take this the wrong way, but if you're so focused on control, right? But you said you let other parts of your life that weren't your career slip, and by your reactions to certain other things, your emotional stability doesn't seem the best. And I just want to bring it to your attention that maybe the reason you couldn't control your other form as well is because you were struggling and basically not focusing on the parts of your life you should have been. Like, if your emotions aren't in check, then that might be why you're having mind-based difficulties.
Maybe. But with it getting worse, I mean, there are 3 options that I've got in mind for how to deal with it. One of them I'm definitely saving for a last resort. I'm not that hopeless yet. But for the past week and a bit, I've been throwing myself into cases, yes, but also a very big case. I need to. Well, I've already said that I need control, and I need to get control back. And I've got an idea for a cure if I can find the thing, if I can find it. Then I can get back control. I can get emotional stability because the biggest threat I know to everyone I care about will be dealt with.
What
And
if
then
you don't, though? What if
But
you
if
don't?
you get help, though, I mean,
What if
you don't have to
find
do
it?
all of it on
And-
your own.
Then you can.
When-
So maybe you just never find it. Just.
well, I've got to try. Okay, I've got to try.
Well, I
I've been
mean,
trying
I'm
for
not
5
saying
years,
you
but
can't
I can try
try.
now.
I'm just saying that I'm not saying
It
you
is-
can't try. I'm just saying don't let it consume your life to where it's the only thing you worry about and you're hurting yourself and damaging yourself in other ways.
Hurting
Because
myself is fine. Hurting other people is
no,
worse.
you take that back.
Decimal is laughing at you.
If I
Yeah,
could say
he gets
something.
it. He gets it.
No, it's astonishing how arrogant you are. If I just fix all of my problems by myself, no one else has to get hurt. That's not the way the fucking world works. And it's quite frankly sad that you think that it is.
I said it
Shit's
before,
unfair, it
didn't
fucking
I?
happens.
What?
At it.
Language.
I'm just. Hey, you. I said it before. I said it again. Who said you had to do it on your own? Don't you have people who you trust?
Oh, she definitely
Can't
does. Have you
you
not seen
bu-
her rubbing that brooch?
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Ask for help. You're not alone.
And what if I hurt them? I've already seen what one of them looks like.
You
Almost.
already fucking are hurting them, you dumbass.
You didn't say goodbye to Boomer until the last minute when Craigory yelled at you.
What do you mean
Just-
goodbye?
Just pause.
I did better on that front. All right.
Just
I said
pause
goodbye.
for a
Respect
moment.
your love.
Only because I told you to.
Just pause for a
Lynn,
moment.
Lynn.
Put down your arrogance and your ego, and just stop and think for a moment. How would you
And
feel
Lynn,
if...
listen to me.
I'm gonna
Have you
listen
ever
to Decimal first.
have you ever thought about, like, do you respect your family members? You mentioned some spooky grandparents. Well, don't you respect them? Don't you respect their decision that they want to help you? By doing all of this, you're treating them as if they're less than you. That you don't respect you don't respect their decision.
They are not
You
less
don't
than me.
think
They
they're
are.
worth listening to. That's
If
what
they're
you're
not
doing
less
by
than you,
all
then
this.
why won't you trust their judgment?
Yeah.
Because they are the best people, and I'm not.
There
So what?
is- There is...
Why does
So?
that matter?
There is a
Everyone
sharp...
just, it's a thing you kind of have to deal with.
There is a sharp
that
They're
other?
snapping
here,
sound.
and you exist, and they want to like you. So why would you avoid them wanting to help you? You're still a part of their life.
There's a sharp snapping sound as the shadow clicks their fingers, and silence falls. And they simply point at you, Lynn, and they go, and that is why you drew Rikishi's attention.
Lynn actually looks close to tears. It's the most vulnerable Lynn has let herself be in a long time, and yeah. Craigory, Pip, this is a 21-year-old. She's younger than both of you, and she looks even younger in this moment. And
Squeezes their
Just-
tail around her hand.
there is just self-loathing and hatred and so much exhaustion as her shoulders just droop. And she just goes, I just need to keep them safe. I'm not safe to be around, and I love them. I love them so much, and if something goes wrong, I don't want to hurt them, and I will. I have got so little control over so many things, and I hurt my boy, and I could hurt them, and that it's not their price to pay. I am not worth them getting hurt. I'm not worth that.
But it's the price they've already agreed to pay.
Have you asked
Sure.
them what they think?
Okay, great.
Just by agreeing to be a part of your life, they understand the risk. That's kind of the point of friendship, you know? You gotta be willing. 'Cause you might get hurt just because people are people.
The shadow coughed slightly and goes, I assume by spooky grandparents you mean Jacques and Asclepius?
Oh, that gets a reaction of a double blink, and she goes, how did you?
Let's just say we have a mutual friend. Anyway, those two have faced threats from thick and thin. They can look after themselves. But more importantly than that, they deal with lichens on the regular. They've dealt with out-of-control wolves before. And they're still here. Trust them to handle themselves. That is the highest respect you could give them.
And Lynn's just looking up, and something does settle. And at the heart of everything, she really does just want to go home. She just wants to get a hug and sit at an island table and know everything's going to be all right. And she just goes, okay, I'm going to go home.
That's good. Detective?
Call me Lynn, please. We've seen enough of each other. Or you can call me Picnic if you want. I mean,
Alright, Picnic.
Language.
Mother Pecker.
Language.
Oh, we can keep doing this all night, Pip. And really,
Keep it up.
honestly, it's the best familiarity I've got here. So, thank
Fine.
you.
Lynn it is.
Hey.
It sounds like you have people. You have lots of people. You've always had people.
Mhm.
That's, you shouldn't take that for granted.
You should.
Choosing to be on your own, yeah, it's something I can understand, but it's also something that just,
Kind of dumb.
to me, I would, kill's a strong word in this whole day. No, I would have done a lot to have what it sounds like you have, so use what you've got.
Craigory, there is not a hint. Lynn keeps up a lot of masks most of the time. And she actually takes off her hat and she just puts it actually over the mug of coffee. She's not drinking. She hasn't drunk from it since that first bit, and she does just look up at you, and there's respect, and you can tell she has taken on board what you've said. All right.
Loneliness
David.
is the worst feeling of all, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
don't
I gave my handkerchief to Hugh. I have my scarf if you'd like that.
Because remember,
Oh yeah, Hugh blinks at this and like he
no,
right.
Gray's letting you keep the handkerchief. He's realized that he already gave it to Hugh, so he's like, you can use my scarf instead, and he gives his scarf to Lynn.
But like with this, he's like, oh wait, right, and he's like, do you want your handkerchief back? And now he's
No,
getting like a bit flustered.
You can keep it.
It's just a
I think-
plain handkerchief.
Has anyone seen my waistcoat?
Oh, okay.
Has anyone seen my waistcoat? I admit my jumper is absolutely wonderful. It was made by my niece, but has anyone seen it? It was a gift, like a 15-year-old gift.
The shadow seems to reach behind them or something, and then pulls out your waistcoat, but all the blood has been cleaned off. And they
Hooray!
toss it gently to you.
Thank you.
Magic stuff. Pretty cool,
Peckin.
huh?
Peckin' magical bullshit. We love to see it.
Don't thank me for that one. That was Death. Death says hello, by the way. Decimal.
Cool. Ominous. Love that sentence.
Pip
Yeah,
is looking around the square like,
Decimal's having
funnily
much of the
enough.
same reaction. He
There is
doesn't
a lot
fucking know
of
what you
that
mean.
Tell me
And
throw
you know
away the
what's
suitcase.
hilarious? Only Hugh then is like, oh, okay, cool. That's really nice of them.
There
We're
is
throwing away that
very much
suitcase.
an what expression on Decimal's face.
Lynn is just leaning into we have not got time to unpack all of that, and so she just says thank you. It is the brightest, cheeriest thank you ever, as she just hugs the jacket to her chest, just like, thanks!
and Pip is looking around the square like,
Okay, well, the stuff is still here. Why isn't it moving again?
And as you look around, the colors come back, the blue fades away, and everyone starts moving again. Seemingly no time has passed. Your designs have all been reverted back to normal, with the exception of you are all still wearing those pendants.
If I
many
may
things around
ask,
her
what do these pendants mean?
Well, about that, you all, as you take a moment and look around, you realize, oh, you're holding something, so you look down. You have a piece of paper in your hands.
Oh.
Huh.
Give me just a moment while I grab all of these.
Pip, I'm coming for your kneecaps. I hope you know that.
What about you?
Pip, please.
You shouldn't have said that, because I was noticed, by the way. Who would talk. So Gray does in fact pipe up at that. As
Okay,
the square starts moving again, he's like,
Pip? You didn't go. Everyone was supposed to get a turn, I think. I think that's how that worked.
No, see, it's all going. We don't need to worry about me.
That's
Trigger is also gonna look at Decimal.
point of the discussion.
Hugh
that
is
everyone
pressing
was
X
supposed
to
talk.
doubt.
Oh,
Hugh is giving you a look, Pip.
Gregor's looking at Decimal. Decimal's gone. So is the stand. Decimal, nope, the fuck out.
Trigger just throws
Oh,
his hands up. He's
goodness.
like, okay, so that guy got out of it. Pip, you didn't leave fast enough.
Hugh,
Pip, you're still holding
can
on to
I
Lynn,
roll
right?
persuasion,
Yeah.
please? Please,
Yeah.
I really hope I
Yeah,
roll
you
good
roll,
on
roll
this.
persuasion. And there is
Dang
one
it.
there is one final there is one final pulse of blue which gives you advantage. Cause that's bullshit.
Please. Please. Porky.
Hey!
Okay, I'm going to say Pip, Hugh is giving you the puppy eyes.
See what Kraken rolls. Kraken, you can roll with advantage too, because Craigory's got sibling persuasion.
Hey!
Oh dear.
That's good. That's good. 18 and 14, you
giving
take
you
that.
such a look.
You are given puppy eyes and the look of your sibling.
Here's this puppy eyes. Craigory's look is like the no, I spilled my guts. Don't you fucking leave me here.
Lynn isn't going to persuade, but she is just going to give the tail just little reassuring squeeze. So just like, you only have to say as much as you want to.
Well, okay. So you all saw what happened when I was really little. 4 years old, I think. It's
Okay.
kind of tough to remember that point. But I had a brother. His name was Skippy, or Skip. And we just had each other. And it was it was a lot of fun. It was just us, and we'd go around and make our own adventures, and we didn't have a lot, but we would take from people who did. And well, kind of got into the wrong crate that night. And I've kind of been running away from the memory of that ever since. Oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to fix it. I can't really do anything about it. I mean, unlike Craigory, who I think we can find some way to help with your arm and make the gloves better. And Hugh, you can uncurse your family. And Lynn, you've got people who know the whole story who can help. I haven't really told Squall everything, and he only saw after. He knows I got in a lot of trouble and ran away from it. And I don't want to lose anybody else like that. So I do my best, and then I get scared sometimes, like when there's toon traps and my brother isn't responding and keeps walking, and
They are shaking again, and their color is dipping towards that neon green before.
How does Pip feel about hugs? Because Lynn is going to do something.
Pip is
She has
okay
to,
with hugs.
Lynn's going to give him them a side hug. It's just like, you're all right.
Yeah.
Craigory's putting a hand on their head.
Craigory's here.
Hugh is like trying to do the same.
There are lots of people here, and you are Pip. You are an incredibly good person, and you are good, and you are doing your best, and you have people that will support you, and you support in turn. You've got Craigory, and I know you guys have been in tough scrapes, and you can get out of tough scrapes. You've been through a hideous situation, and you can grow still, and you are growing. You may never get over the past situation, but you can find new joy.
You think
And,
you'd be proud of me?
I know
Oh
he will.
yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
definitely.
Also, I'm just gonna say, like Hugh pipes up is when like, and like Pip, if you'll have me, I'd like to think we're friends too.
And they sniffle a little. Yeah. I got. Who do you think gave you that necklace, silly?
You blinks then, and it's like, oh, oops.
Did Hugh notice he had the necklace on at all?
He didn't
That
notice
is
it,
a
but he didn't know who put
good
it there.
question.
Pip, you are a sneaky mother pecker, and I adore you.
Like Hugh blinks, and it's like, oh, and yeah, you get a smile and a thank you, Pip.
Yeah. So I just
Oh,
I gotta keep trying, I guess. And
That's all we can do.
and that's good.
yeah.
Well, I just well, all of you. I just think all of you are really, really strong for going through all that. Really, truly.
Thanks, kid.
Thank you.
I just,
And
Gray.
Hmm?
Like, we haven't talked about us. Are you okay? Like, you
That's-
didn't get
that's
targeted, but you've also
Oh,
got all
no.
that hanging behind you.
Yeah.
Emotions at peak.
holy
no,
Pip,
that's
kid,
sorry.
you got a lot of stuff.
That's what I was getting at. I was just saying it'd only be fair if I just told you about what happened to me. It's nothing as grand as, or as not as grand as Hugh, or not as far-reaching as something like Lynn's, or as dangerous, really, as you, Pip and Craigory. But I just want to go home. I'm not allowed to. That's
You were kicked out?
I technically wasn't supposed to be there. Have any of you heard of Jodos?
Should we roll history for this?
Yeah, go ahead, roll
Yeah.
History. Okay, that's a.
Oh no! Come
Alright,
on!
you know what? I'm using my luck.
Pip
I'm
knows
using my
nothing,
luck.
Jon Snow.
Feel so bad.
Gregory knows everything, Jon Snow.
Pip who's supposed to be knowing these things. They've traveled a long time. Nope.
Lens is like a 12, right?
It's just
Lynn
Yeah,
got
Lynn
a
got a 12.
stressed after what
I'm
happened.
actually using my luck on this one because we're so close. We're so close, guys. I'm using my other luck, one of my other luck points. So
Then
that
make
is
it a
a
22.
22. Yep. Lynn investigates places, guys. She
Well-
knows.
Because those are high enough, even especially with a luck point. Jodos is island populated by creatures known as Pokemani. If you're not a Pokemani, you're not allowed on the island.
Lynn has heard of Pokemani before because she's been investigating those for another thing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's I was found there, and I was picked up by someone. I call him Mr. Soul. And they raised me, and then when I was 10, Ark found me, and he got mad, and I was he took me, and I was put on a boat and taken to Tezu, Canada, and dropped there. And
Hello?
that's about it.
All by yourself?
Well, I had Nibbles.
Who's
Nibbles.
Nibbles?
And at that, he reaches into a bag because he carries most of his stuff in like a satchel next to him. And he summons, pulls out a little orb thing, and he tosses it, and he summons a small dragon. Which, if I can get another ref image real fast, I can show you exactly
My
What
goodness.
Okay,
I love
I'm just
this
saying.
kid.
I'm just saying
Is
here and now.
Same.
supposed to
Something sweet happens to Lynn. You guys have seen her as Russet. I mean, Gray hasn't actually seen her as she normally is, but she does get a little bit more gold as she goes. Look at
That's Nibbles.
Nibbles.
hi! And yeah, okay, she's gone. It's basically puppy mode. It's
Oh,
You
basically
do that, and I'm gonna tell you, do you like stick out your hand or something, like try to pet Nibbles? I'm
If-
assuming.
she is going to glance first just to see whether that's an okay thing, because she's learned that many things have teeth. She's still
Yeah.
not quite overheard everything could be a threat thing, but she is very much going,
Yeah. Be careful. You can. There's a reason he has that nickname. Be careful.
Pecking high, you little peck. Oh, you are
Yeah, you stick out your hand, and he immediately just tries to like. He bites, but like bites in quotation marks your hands. Like it's not. It doesn't hurt.
I've
just
been
kinda
bitten and
sticks your hand
I've
in
been
his
I've been
Aw.
bitten by way worse things. I took a magic missile to the face from that picnic. Honestly, I can take this. Hello, you are picking adorable. Look at you.
It's a little shark
I-
thing, so the skin is kind of rough as you pet it. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nibbles came with
You've
me.
lost her.
Nibbles
Aw.
came with me, but yeah, it was just me. And for a while, I was really, really mad at Art for that. But over time, I kind of learned that just being mad at Ark wasn't really, productive. I mean, I had to move on with my life at some point. Like, I still don't like him. I want to make that clear. I think it's stupid to rip a child from the place they were raised. I think that's just it's just a bad idea all around. Doesn't
Right.
really. It's not a good thing for any party involved. But that's a rant for another time. Anyway, point is, I realize that I can continue to live my life anyway. I can go on all these adventures and meet all these new people, even with what happened to me. So, and of course, I do want to return home. I'd like to see Mr. Soul again, but I might not. And it hurts to think about. But I want to try to make a life anyway. So, yeah. It was only fair to talk about that.
You're a good kid.
Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing.
Yeah, I don't know how to get there, but if you want help, well, we can try finding a way there so you can at least speak to Mr. Soul, right?
Maybe.
Ark tends to be and that's a thing you might notice. He's not using an honorific for Ark. Just
That has been clocked.
Yeah.
Ark
Huh.
specifically. Like
Great.
I did it on accident earlier. I called all of you by first name, but generally speaking, he tends to use like Miss Stagehand, Mr. Danthew, Mr. Script. Pip didn't was the last name, so he's not sure yet.
And
don't
Hugh is going to at some point say, like, you really don't need to call me Mr. Like,
It's
well, we're
polite,
friends by now, right? So you can
Yeah.
just call me my first name. I don't mind.
Well, Mr. Hugh then?
Okay. It sounds good. Do you want me to call you Mr. Gray in
No,
turn?
no. No, that's-
Okay then.
Wait, Gray, have you got a place to stay while you're here? Because if you haven't, I mean, I've got network. You could always come and stay with us for a bit. I mean,
no,
you-
I mostly just kind of wander around, I don't really.
All right.
have
All right.
a-
You know what? You know what? Give me 1
Interesting.
second. I need to get something out my hammer space. All right.
Bam.
Here.
Oh, by the way, just like a small note, but earlier I rolled a d10. When Peace was talking about family, Hugh actually pulled out the March plushie he has from his Bumble chart, so he's still hugging that.
Aww. Lynn, actually, all of you get a business card from her, and it's actually it's a little strange. It was a little ashier grey than normal because Lynn's business cards are gold, and it was a little grey when it was in her hand. But as she passes it over, it does go gold. She goes, "Grey, if ever you're in town, I mean, I've got a guest bedroom. I mean, in fact, actually, my my boy Rai, you might get along with him. He's a Pokemani as well.
Really?
Yeah, you can come by anytime you want, and honestly, you'll love Rai. He is the best little bright star I have ever met, and you're gonna love him. He is amazing. He's my boy, and I need to go home and see him."
Wait, but before you go, Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
And Pip also had pulled something out earlier that they've been looking at and considering. And when they're given a business card, they hand over a compass to Lynn. And this compass is weird
Hmm?
because it doesn't point north.
Where does it point?
so you need to be cool, but this compass points towards Buccaneer Bay. So we're gonna be there for a while, and
We could have
Boomer's
used that
there
instead
too.
of a map.
Well,
It doesn't take you the fun way, Craigory.
Oh, you're gonna let
Well,
Lynn have to live nicely? You're gonna let Lynn not go through the jungle that has the things that try to eat me and the sound traps that devour Boomer?
wait.
Sometimes
Boomer
Oh,
got
Hugh is looking at this and like,
Okay.
guys, are you okay? What happened?
We
Wait.
talked about
We're
quicksand.
fine.
We
Lynn,
don't
ignore
talk about the
everything I just
quicksand.
said.
Oh, look, Craigory, look at the time. We gotta go.
Yeah,
What else to do?
I think this is a good moment to zoom out with all of the good-natured squabbling and Pip frantically trying to run from Craigory's wrath, having exchanged various addresses and abilities to find one another and whatnot. So,
I would like. There is one thing from Lynn. I'm not sure whether we're wrapping up yet, but there is one thing that Lynn is gonna do after all this. But I'll let you go on for a sec.
I mean, we are wrapping up, so speak now or forever hold your peace.
The first thing Lynn does is after all of this, she goes back to network, and she does get caught in a tornado of motion because network creates wind when they're happy or when they're emotional, and Lynn is just going to get caught in a tornado on that one.
Aww.
But the thing after she does that, she's gone to one home. She goes back to Macabre Manor. She goes home and uses her key. And she doesn't know how they're going to react because she's been basically running for over a week and avoiding everything. But she's going home.
I think we'll save the rest of that little interaction for next week.
Woo!
Thank you all
Yeah,
very
I'm gonna
much.
say.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say it's like for Hugh, yeah, he gives Pip and Craigory a big hug and the promise to continue writing. And you're gonna cut over to him getting back to his apartment, and you just kind of see a huge hug between him and March.
Aww.
anyone else have an epilogue or?
I just want to imagine on the way back to Buccaneer Bay, Pip does show Craigory the short route this time.
Gregory just grumbling the entire time.
Exactly.
Aww. But this has been great. Oh my god.
Thank you, RJ.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much
thank
for
you. This was
indulging me.
That was
insane.
amazing.
And
Thank you for letting me play therapist for all of your characters.
That's valid. Thank you for letting me reveal this lore. I think this is the most lore I've ever revealed on Hugh.
This
Yeah.
this game is kind of a double-edged sword because it is lore central, but it's also angst central. So
Lynn's gonna
Mhm.
get that cure soon.
I mean, in some cases they go hand in hand.
that's
we're
true.
gonna ditch some of the angst on Lynn. She's gonna lose her angst rating Lynn title.
I'm making up for the angst next week. If you guys saw my game announcements,
I did say that. It's
Wonderful.
going to be. I don't know if they'll
Also,
catch the game, but I do know it's going to be amazing.
Chaos.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Shall we say goodbye to our wonderful audience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you and
Thank you
goodbye.
for listening.
Bye.
The fucking voice changer.